heck? Leave me alone.
Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. We got some exciting shit for you today. Obviously, we like to talk a lot about woke topics, so have you heard about this Anita Sarkeesian? I feel like that's something we need to go over. We're probably going to get into, I don't know if you heard about this, but Brie Larson is a huge bitch. We're going to talk about that. We need to rehash some things because there's no new things.
No new things. Flip, you got the background cooler going again.
Oh man, you know, I was gonna use the name Gayatollah come in me, except for out of respect to Flip, I was gonna let him use it because he's the one that made that joke, and then he didn't even use it.
All right, I'm sorry, I was getting in there. What were you saying?
I was just talking about the stuff we're gonna go over. Some exciting.
Oh, the Anita Sarkeesian.
Not new stuff, but like stuff. You know.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yep.
We got stuff to talk about. What other stuff should we talk about?
I got to do a hijack. Put up the Flip's Booze Corner.
Ooh.
First, I'm going to do. Noticing Charles said that he had brain tumor surgery just last week. He won't be here. That's scary. Hopefully, it's not a bad one. My mom had a sudden brain tumor surgery about a month ago, and she's recovering totally fine. Turned out to be totally the kind of brain tumor that you'd want, I guess. But I hope that's what you got.
Tumor light.
He says he thinks that they got it all, and he is slowly but steadily recovering. So
nice. Flip, you shared something?
I shared something?
You said you were gonna.
No, yeah, I have an.
He wants you to put up the Booze Corner.
I've got an extra super special
I haven't
mega.
put the corner on for. Okay, let me get to it from an old one.
I mean, the card isn't important.
I'll get there. Go ahead and.
But today is an extra super special event for me.
Is it easy?
Well, because I finally acquired this stuff.
I know what that is, and I am in awe.
What is it?
This is Baijiu. Baijiu from China. It is the most produced liquor in the world, by far. It's usually made of sorghum, and this label is entirely in Chinese. I got AI to translate it for me. And it's funny that it actually kind of fits with Mormon theology topics. But the brand name of this Baijiu, the company that makes it, is called Little Confused Immortal.
Little confused. Oh, is that why your name is that?
And I might have done it backward, but then that's the brand, and this Baijiu is called Small Confusion, Great Wisdom. And I had the AI translate the label. It also says pregnant women and children should not drink alcohol. Excessive drinking is harmful in health. The text is a masterfully crafted liquor that carries forward excellent traditional culture. The brand is rooted in the idea of small confusion, great wisdom, using pure sweet water and other ideal conditions and following traditional techniques in a unique environment. It is carefully brewed into a spirit with distinct flavor. I did a bunch of research on it. This is the kind that they call, what is it? I don't speak. Nangzheng Strong Aroma Baijiu is what they call that.
Ooh.
But
that's where you need RFM. He's the Japanese speaker.
Oh, no, Chinese.
Chinese. Chinese? Well, that's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all.
It's Asian. they do that squinty speak or whatever.
Are you from China or Japan? Laos.
How do you say this? Waxkaka?
But what is it? I try to find this thing. Damn it, where is it? So outside, this is from Wikipedia. It just kind of cracks me up. Outside of East Asia, Baijiu is widely regarded as an acquired taste. In response to one 2015 article in the New York Times, third-party commenters compared Baijiu's aroma and taste profile to jet fuel, kerosene, poison, nail polish remover, drain cleaner, burgundy cheeses, and salty garbage water.
I was about to ask you how it is.
I haven't found out yet. I'm about to try it for the first time ever. The tenor of these remarks was
They
represented.
compare it to poison, huh? They're familiar with poison.
I mean, so this stuff is 53% alcohol. I mean, right there. But then other people say experts compare baijiu to Western liquors with strong flavors and aromas such as peaty Scotch whiskey, grappa, or tequila. So it's one of those things.
Scotch tastes like gasoline, so that makes sense.
The other thing I thought was interesting is that in traditional baijiu culture, there's ceremonial steps. The first one is to execute the baili greeting, which is like a bow. And then the second one cracks me up because it's spill a moderate amount of baijiu in the cup onto the ground to show gratitude to nature. So you got to pour a little out for the homies. But let's see. And so apparently let's find out what it is.
All right.
Right here.
Here it comes. Little Confused Immortal. It sounds like just such a cool album name.
So it's clear. It's got just the slightest. Oh, it's pretty clear. Maybe it's got just a little bit of yellow tint. I can already smell it from here. Oh, wow! So from a distance, it smells really nice. Because apparently it's made in this fashion similar to sake and shochu and soju, where they use various kinds of in Japan they call it koji, but they use barley that's infected with yeast that both saccharifies the starch and then ferments the liquid. And apparently, and this is also fermented in mud pits. Not even sure what that means. But, and also, I'm also really lucky. I mean, I feel fortunate because I got this from my friend. My neighbor went to Japan for 2 weeks, and I watched her cat. She was the same person who watched my cat when I went to England. And, she asked me, what can I bring you from Japan? And she saw my house and she suggested, do you want some art? I'm like, no, if you can bring me baijiu. And she didn't even know what it was, even though she's of Chinese extraction. And, just like whiskey, there's garbage all the way up to fine, expensive stuff. And she got me the real deal stuff, which is called Mao Tai, which is like Kentucky bourbon of baijiu. It's the place and the kind that really sets the standard. But yeah, see, it's got a lot of pineapple banana esters, kind of like rum does, just from the smell. As you get closer, it definitely gets a little bit of that kerosene thing, but it's 53% alcohol.
When I had mezcal, it seemed like gasoline.
That was what I thought of Lagavulin. My poor friend spent so much money on that's Ron Swanson's drink. And if you go to the local bar and you look at just a glass of Lagavulin, it's like $58.
Yeah, it can be. So yeah, that's the thing. So Lagavulin is a Islay Scotch, and Islas are famous for being smoky and having weird medicinal taste. So I learned some of the baijus are famous for having umami, soy sauce, fermented soybean flavors. Which is something you get in a lot of Islay Scotches. But no, so the smell of this is really nice. I was kind of prepared for it to be, something completely strange and possibly objectionable, but
so that is you're unboxing it for us.
Yeah. I have never ever had baijiu. I have wanted this for more than a decade since I first learned it existed. Probably on Food Network or something because hey, Americans, did you know that? So baijiu production, there's more baijiu production than vodka, whiskey, and tequila combined. It is the most produced thing in the world. There's 1 billion Chinese people. It just very little of it leaves China.
I've heard that's fake. What's that Maple Lake now?
Oh, we got Maple Lake.
Have you heard all the stuff of the claims of the fake amounts of people in all those different countries?
Oh, I saw one of my former work buddies cracked the code and figured out that the amount of the amount of beef that America consumes in a day would require slaughtering 150,000 cows a day. There's no way there's that many cows. What are we eating? And the comment section was full of people saying, and I can't help but notice you never see any new cemeteries. Okay, I guess we're eating dead people. Whatever.
That makes sense. Man, I can't get over the smell of this stuff. It's really nice. It's much fruitier. It's almost kind of like Jamaican pot still rum.
But it doesn't taste like garbage water?
I haven't tasted it yet.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Whoa. I mean, it's 53% alcohol, so it's stiff.
Yeah.
But that is really, really nice. Like, it is unlike anything I've ever had. You know, like, it's reminiscent of a lot of things I've had because, you know, distillation and fermentation, you're going to get similar flavors and esters. But that, I was not prepared for that. That is really, really nice. It's like, for 53% alcohol, like, it's very smooth. It doesn't have, like, a lot of that fusel, you know, the up your nose, rot gut kind of alcohol flavor. Like, you know, it's smooth like highly aged whiskeys can be. But yeah, it's kind of fruity, and it does definitely have a little bit of that kind of umami saltiness that they warned me about, but not a lot. It's not, you know, it's similar to like Scotch whiskeys. That is really good. I had no idea what to expect from this. But I totally see why that, like, I can see why this is a big deal. This is really tasty, interesting stuff.
Yeah, I shouldn't make fun of you. Everybody at work makes fun of me because I like gin.
What's wrong with gin?
What's that?
What's wrong with gin?
Why do they say it's disgusting? It tastes like pine needles. And I was like, that's why I like it.
Oh.
Well, I'm getting, that's the thing is, like, they're probably talking about like Barton's gin.
Well, I went through like, I called it my gin journey. I tried all of the gins in the liquor store. And so I have the ones that I like and the ones that, like, if you want a gin and tonic where it hides well, Sapphire, what's the brand?
Blue. I know what you're talking about. That's Bombay.
Yeah. That's not Bombay, is it?
No, the Sapphire. I know what you're talking about. I can see the bottle.
Maybe it's Bombay. Yeah, and I can picture it in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I like Tanqueray quite a bit. Like, it's not
Really
top
good.
shelf stuff. I liked Ryan Reynolds' Aviator gin. That was pretty decent.
Was that a good
there
one?
was actually I can't remember what it's called. Roku maybe or something. It's a Japanese gin that we had.
I've never had that one.
I actually
but we
liked
smoked
it.
a lot of that when I worked at the fancy wine store. That was a
Yeah.
popular gin. I think I've noticed, like, gin, you know, when I was selling gin and people were asking about gin, I'd always say, like, gin is one of the hardest categories because, you know, some gins are wonderful with tonic and make terrible martinis and vice versa. Some gins are really fine on their own. Some gins really benefit from blending with something else. Like, you know, because the only rule with gin is juniper. But after that, you can kind of do whatever you want. Like, there's kind of the standards. They nearly always contain, like, things like coriander and citrus, something citrusy, oftentimes something licoricey, you know, either anise or licorice. But, you know, they make gins out of all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, I mean, a lot of gins have black pepper in them.
But there's a couple gins that I tried. I can't remember what it's called. There's that one that has a top hat on the bottle. I can't
see again. I know what you're talking about, but I can't
remember what it's called. But it tasted like vodka.
I know. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
There's a couple of the ones that are more that are labeled on the bottle as more dry. Taste more.
Do you
like
remember at all that the small batch gin from Mexico I brought you way back?
Yeah. No, that was awesome.
I still have a little bit of that because, like, I don't want to kill it off because I don't know if I will ever have another bottle of that. But,
that was a hilarious experience because you brought like those tasting glasses. I've only ever seen people do that with wine, but we show up at Chrissy's apartment.
Yeah, got these.
You're like, you want to try some of this shit? I'm here. I got some shitty beer. I'm like, I got to get a little tipsy to watch this cringy Dan Reynolds thing. It'll be fun. And you get there with like your nice liquor. You brought that gin, and it was great. I really liked it. And you just swirl it in your mouth and spit it in the sink.
Yeah, because I don't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to get drunk. The one thing I really like about that gin, and I'm seeing pop up a little bit here and there in the gin world, is that because, you know, the vast majority of gins that you encounter are made with what they call rectified alcohol, with like literally just like pure distilled ethanol and water, where like, and then they add flavor to it. Whereas that little Mexican gin was made from pot stilled, basically, it's basically the equivalent of White Dog whiskey from America. Like, you know, before you age the whiskey in wood, the product that you distill is called White Dog. And when you pot still it, it's still got that corn dust kind of mouthfeel and just a little bit of that moonshine flavor. And so, yeah, that Mexican gin, you know, instead of using highly refined pure ethanol, it uses basically moonshine. And so it gives it just a little bit of mouth feel and kind of like, and the corn flavor just gives it kind of a little bit of a background to the other flavors. Like, and for especially just for sipping straight, I really like that stuff. But
have you seen this Flip?
I've seen him, but not in a long time.
It's like millennial DJ Walls or something.
He
Or
just
DJ Walls, I mean.
He just tastes this fast food. But the way you tried that food and the face you made with it, you remind me of like, you make a whole channel of you trying weird alcohols from all over the.
Yeah, no, I like Baiju. I had no idea what to expect, but I think this is really good. It's got a slightly pink color to it. It might just be the trick of this box because it came in this extremely Chinese box.
That is very Chinese.
Yeah, like there's not a lick of English on this. This is not intended for like. In fact, America only allows you to bring a liter of this at a time in the country. Yeah, so she brought me half.
Yeah. We don't have Troy in the chat. He's our local Asian expert, so he could tell us all about it. You know, Korea,
Asian, all the same thing.
Are you from Korea? Are you from China?
She also brought me this, and she said she didn't know what it is, and I haven't plugged it into AI to find out what it is. It might be another kind of Baiju, for all I know. But yeah, this is good stuff. Anyway, that's enough booze corner. But I was super excited to try something I've never ever had before. I waited until this moment to do it for the show.
Nice. Very good. Top notch, top quality. Primo, Kino.
Oh, buddy.
Because if it weren't for that, we would just be, I guess, covering the Kinderhook plates.
Dude, had you heard about the Kinderhook plates yet?
The Kinder Who plates?
I know, isn't it? This is wild. Actually, if you look at one of those, it's talking about this is going to blow your mind. The Book of Abraham, the papyrus that we had that we claimed that we translated, they broke the code and translated. It was nothing to do with that.
What?
It's nuts. Why hasn't anybody put a single video out about this yet?
But didn't Joseph Smith's handwriting appear on the notes of translation in that book that's published by the church?
I don't know. I haven't heard of any of this. This is...
Rasputina has a song called Sister Kinderhook. But I think it's just about the
not about that. Where is the place? I saw there was a city or a town called.
Yeah, it's named after a place.
The only reason I even pulled that up or brought it up is we were talking about Divas. Divas put out a video. Maybe we could show the video or just show the little clip that he made claiming that John DeLynne's channel of Mormon Stories is going down. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that it's going down. It's just like all of our national debt and college prices. It's increasing at a slower rate.
Yeah. When I listened to that, my first thought was, last month I gained 20 pounds. This month I gained only 10 pounds. Therefore, I am losing weight.
But in the world of mega corporations, that is losing. Like if you don't gain the exact same amount you gained last quarter, you're losing.
There's such a hard cap on ex-Mormon content.
Yeah. There can't be that much. I mean, I guess there's the cult porn watchers out there that get
there
into
are, and I mean, some of them will break them up. Like obviously, Alyssa Grenfell sort of broke that somehow, but for the most part, there is a cap, and part of that is because it's a revolving door. Like most people who watch Mormon Stories have not watched it for a decade. Most of the people that watched it or listened to it 10 years ago are like, okay, well, yeah, I got all that because he's doing the Kinderhook plates again. He's doing polygamy again.
So that was funny is you were talking about that. You're bringing up Divas' thing, saying like, oh my gosh, maybe it's going down. Of course, Divas he takes whatever chance he gets to take a chop at any of those guys to see if he can gain ground on any of them. Not like he's in the ballpark anywhere of catching up to him, but right in the middle of that, the thing I always go to is the Kinderhook plates. We've had 8 million podcasts on the Kinderhook plates. Let's go over the Kinderhook plates. And right when I was saying that, boom, popped up today's Bill Reel 14-minute video on the Kinderhook plates. Like right when I was in the middle of typing it. I was like, oh my gosh. So it was just too much of a coincidence.
Because I was thinking about like this last week, I went on a kick of re-listening to classic Mormon Expression episodes, and this phenomenon that we're talking about right here, this is one of the things that I still have a lot of respect for John Larson, because when he was doing Mormon Expression, it was by far the biggest thing in Mormon internet world.
Yeah, he could have laughed Mormon stories,
and he even said like he announced like I'm frankly I'm bored. Like I feel like we'll never run out of Mormon topics to talk about, but frankly I'm done. And then he handed it over to somebody who everybody suspects he did on purpose to tank the thing.
Like now I want to be a fat commie gardener.
But that's the part I don't respect. But I like that he just said, like, look, I'm done. I'm done with Mormonism.
I'm done with Mormonism. Now I'm gonna go fix the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah.
No, he ran away from the Salt Lake. He moved to Oregon or something.
No, he fixed it though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's still there. That's because of him and his friends.
Yeah, it's a rough droughty year this year. I mean, maybe it's going away, but now Trump noticed it, so it'll all be fixed to the chagrin of John Larson. All the Kindred plate things, man, just going over and over and over again. It's so old, it gets so tired. But somebody just mentioned Alyssa. What was Starbase saying on Alyssa? I think
he said I have a theory that if Alyssa did lives, her audience would tank.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be very good at them. You want to know what I noticed? As I sent you guys, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'll pull it up because I still have it on screen here. I listened to her most recent thing. This one with this girl who I guess married a gay guy, and that's always tough. Look at her face right there. Look at this dipshit married a gay guy. But look at this. I mean, it's an hour long show transcript. Let's look up the word like. 787 likes.
Holy shit. So
1 hour and 7 minutes, 787 likes.
I saw that show came out when I was like, you're like middle school.
Look at those likes, man. So that backs up Starbase close-ups.
It was 67 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many likes a minute is that?
787 likes. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I think I just confirmed Starbase Collab's theory that if she had to do live, it would be bad news. Are you doing the math?
Hang on, I can't find my fucking calculator app.
Is it iPhone?
Why don't I have a calculator app? What the shit? Whatever.
Is that Temu phone?
It's a Galaxy something.
Here, I've got a what is that? 787 divided by 67?
Yeah.
That's 12 likes a minute.
So there's people online. There's some people who are really good at video essays, and there's some people who are really good at live streaming. They're not always the same people. And then there's a third category, and I call that the quartering, who's good at neither.
He's good at advertising the thing. Good headline with an advertisement, and you click on it like this. What is going on? There's an advertisement, and let me never get to the story. Yeah, I guess what were Zelf on the Shelf up to today? They were
reading Veggie Tales porn.
Veggie Tales, people who wrote porn for Veggie Tales, but you have to get behind the paywall to watch it. So
that kind of makes it funny that the internet way to say porn to avoid saying it and getting blocked is corn. It's Veggie Tales corn.
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought the word was prawn. I've heard
they do say prawn, but a lot of times they'll say corn, or they'll just put a little corn emoji.
Like I hate. Like, how does anybody think that solves anything?
I hate it so much.
People are still talking about it.
Well, it's
there it is on the screen there.
It's that Louis C.K. bit where he's talking about how his favorite, his least favorite word is the N-word. Not the actual word, but the N-word. Because every time you say the N-word, I think the word, Like it flashes in my brain. So it doesn't mean anything that you said that. So it's like growing up and they'll be like, F you, man. Like, I thought fuck you when you said that. Just so you know. I thought fuck you. I know that's what you're trying to convey. If you don't like the word, say a different word. Don't try to cheat your way out of this. Prawn. He graped her. They were essayed.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's talking like those guys who talk about the Jews on their channel, call them the Moos all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like sending the super chat in and being like, I am totally afraid of this religion you guys are talking about, but I have not put together who it is.
I'm ex-Mormon. A lot of people don't know that I'm ex-Mormon because I do this weird thing where I don't make it my entire personality.
I was just telling this Mormon guy at work about that the other day. He was talking about one of his friends who left the church with his wife, and now like every single time they hang out, the wife tries to work it into the conversation. I was like, yeah, dude, most ex-Mormons are like vegans, or CrossFit people. Like
vegan CrossFit got announced.
That's how you find that. The way you find out if somebody's ex-Mormon is they'll tell you like immediately.
Well, the Bachelorette got canceled. I'm sad. I was set to be a contestant.
My mom watches every season of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. So when I saw that, I texted her, and I was like, "Mom, bad news."
Oh, she was gonna watch it.
Oh yeah.
Some people were putting out there the thing about like this lady's got 2 baby daddies and 3 kids and all. I mean, I guess it's a lot of money or something. Of course, everybody just goes on those shows for getting their own fame. They're
not looking for love. Like nobody's looking for love.
But what's absolute bullcrap about this is this violence video dropped before the Mormon House Lives of Gay House Lover Live of Dipshits in Utah ever dropped.
Did it?
Yeah. This is like 2 years old.
Oh well, no. The actual footage didn't drop.
No, the footage was there. At least.
Are you sure?
My brain remembers something because
there's more footage I remember seeing here, like in the room, but there was stuff where she had thrown a chair at a kid and they were in the garage and she was crying.
Yeah. We knew that had happened. Right?
This is just the first time we're seeing the actual hitting and punching.
Yeah, so that happened before even the first season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and they talk about it briefly, really downplay it in the first season. They try to make it sound way more mutual than this.
So this is the first time we're actually seeing this.
Yeah, so this, because Morgan really dug into it.
And he's got like hair ripped. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, Morgan really dug into it and gave me the synopsis, and she was very confused in the same way that you're talking about. But yeah, this footage like just dropped.
Yeah, I remember the footage from the night. She was like crying.
There was body cam footage
in the front lawn and
from outside. But you don't see this stuff. And then they saw this stuff.
So why does seeing it make it worse? They said that she'd done all this.
I know. It's so stupid. And it's especially stupid because I had mentioned I am so not excited for the brain dead Delin panel that's inevitably going to come out and talk about this. Because if you remember, we've talked about it on here before. Delin and his retarded panel have covered this stupid ass show, and they completely glazed all of the women, but especially Taylor, and completely shat on all of the men. I don't know if you remember, but there was a man who was very uncomfortable with his wife going to Chippendales. She went anyway. He freaked out on her, and he was a douchebag piece of shit for doing that. This guy, Dakota, was always a douchebag piece of shit, and Taylor was always brave for getting out of an abusive relationship. Technically, you're right. She did get out of an abusive relationship. Congrats to you, Taylor. But it's going to be so hilarious listening to the feminist Cope stream on this and listening to Natasha Helfer Parker trying to blame all of her behaviors on the patriarchy.
This is the thing. It absolutely is. It's 100% his fault because he didn't activate the patriarchy.
Oh yeah.
Like it's simply up to him to just simply engage Mormon patriarchy, and she has to do everything they say because that's how the patriarchy works.
Well, Morgan, it was funny when she was showing me this footage. She's like, I don't get it. Like, why didn't he like fight back or pin her down or something? I was like, first off, no.
You can't.
Fight back. Yeah.
I have been in that situation. It's the most helpless thing you feel in your life because you
You
know
throw a
that
punch?
you could just wreck the person, and you can't do anything but stand there.
Yeah.
I
could see myself like if she throws a chair at me and hits our fucking baby, I could see myself going
Yeah, if there was a
berserk,
kid there or
right?
something.
But it's still like I told her, I don't know. I think recording it was either the smartest or the second smartest thing he could have done in this situation, behind or in front of just getting the fuck out of the house.
I still have the footage recorded on my phone that I sometimes use just to show people for illustrative purposes. Like 10 years ago, when I worked at security, I was sitting at my security desk watching the cameras, and I heard a commotion outside, and I saw the commotion, and then I went back to the cameras and watched the commotion, and it was one of the employees walking outside, and then a woman who turned out to be his wife walks up to him and hits him 12 times in the face and head. And all he does is retreat and defend himself by putting his arms up to try to stop the blows. And so I did my due diligence, and I called the police, and the police came, and the police investigated, and then the police left. And I asked them, like, so what's the deal? And they said, oh, it's a personal matter. Like,
it's a personal. They're not going
It's
to
a
do any
it's a personal matter. Literally, it's a personal matter. She showed up at this guy's workplace and struck him a dozen times. Like, we all know, if the roles were reversed, that guy would be in jail. If he has kids, he's not seeing them again.
He wouldn't have got the second hit in because people would have fucking tackled him.
But worse than that, there's a lot of different times where that's exactly how it went, and the guy does get arrested because she makes some wild claim.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to tell Morgan. I was like, okay, he could pin her down, right? But if she says he hit him in this sort of in this vein of the justice system, he said, she said. We always go with she said.
Yeah.
She's a battered woman. It was funny because we were watching it, and Morgan's like, what is she thinking? He could decimate her. He's so big. And I was like, yeah, he could. First off, she's dumb and does not know that. She has no fucking clue that he could just murder her with a single punch.
I think she does. I think that
she just knows that he won't do it.
But I know they can get away with it.
There's two schools of thought on that, because there's a bunch of people who say that a lot of women just really have never been.
Yeah,
I think they didn't have an older brother or anything. They just really don't know.
No, I think a lot of women
how bad they'll lose an arm wrestle, or
I think a lot of women genuinely don't know that.
Yeah,
because there's like a whole slew of Reddit posts where the woman, she's like, I knew my boyfriend was stronger than me, but I want to know how much. So I was like, when we play wrestle, I want you to just pin me as fast as you can. And he's like, really? And reluctantly he does it, and it's immediate, and it freaks her the fuck out. Morgan did it once because she heard one of those stories, and it didn't freak her out. I was like, okay, I'll do it. And she's like, wow, that's impressive. I'm like, yeah, I'm super strong.
It's harder to pin down a Jack Russell Terrier than the average.
Yeah, that is true. I've tried to pin down a Jack Russell Terrier. Yeah, so totally canceled. I bet you most of the guys who were going to the thing are upset because they only wanted to get on TV. They didn't want anything to do with her.
I know.
Oh, now they're not going to cast me for the next one, bro.
Like, yeah, the most eligible bachelorette here has BPD and 3 kids with 2 baby daddies who she's had domestic bullshit with. Yeah, that's appealing. That's what I find. No, I want to be on TV.
Everything I ever wanted. And we heard that she was into the free loving when she was married. There's the Kinderhook plates. It dropped. I listened to it. It was the Wikipedia version. Why? Like, why? Is it just like you got to put more content out? Like, why does a 14-minute video
what else do you do?
Plates need to come out when you?
What else
you have to keep doing content, I guess.
Yeah, it's your livelihood is based on on this. Like, I mean, RFM is probably like retirement age. He probably doesn't have to do any of this at all. He just does it for fun. Bill Reel, this is his career now.
It is. He doesn't do anything else now, and he
does.
The Friday night tights. He stopped the Friday after dark. I mean, I guess he still gets a piece of
Mormonism after dark.
Yeah.
Was that stopping, or was he just not doing
He's
it
dropping
anymore?
out of it.
Yeah. So is it just going to be RFM?
It's just RFM, and then he just takes in a bunch of callers. Yeah, I mean, I guess you just got to keep pumping them out or making the short little videos. But this is one of the things too, is Mormonism is more prime for, say there's some new channel like Kick or new thing like TikTok. It is one of the most prime things in the world for somebody to make an Alyssa Grenfell type rising, because all the previous work is already done by 1,000 other channels that already did it and kind of put it out there, kind of just like Divas rips off Jonathan's material type stuff. It doesn't quote anybody, but you could just go make the new channel drops. It's called, I don't know, Shit Watch, and Shit Watch gets big, and then the next Alyssa Grenfell comes across, and she just goes and copies all the Alyssa Grenfell videos, all the Divas videos, all the stuff. It's like you can make a template of just becoming the next ex-Mormon thing, getting a ton of views from it, and just follow the template, put it all out.
Oh yeah, we need to figure out how to moneyball the algorithm.
Osiris says my comment is still up on what?
Oh,
Comment. Oh, all the way up there. Thank you. I didn't even see that.
it's bugging them.
No, I didn't notice.
Seeing feminists say, but we didn't see what happened before the recording is the most insane takes I've seen. Well, here's the thing. Feminists say that, but like, there's plenty of recordings that we've seen where people say, well, I don't know, that starts kind of funny. What happened before this? You know?
You mean every one of the 10,000 videos of ICE?
Yes.
With...
Yes. But like, this is, I don't know, this video's, it would have to be pretty extreme in order for her to be like justified. Like, he would have had to kick her shit in. And I don't think if he did that, I don't think she would react the way she did. I think she would do anything she could to escape him in that instance. She would have grabbed her kid and ran out on the front lawn and yelled for somebody to help her or something like that. I don't think she'd start throwing chairs.
Do you remember like when Amber Heard just came out a couple months ago about how she was the actual victim in that whole thing where she got proven in court to be the absolute worst to Johnny Depp that whole entire time? And she still comes out a year later like, I was victimized by my court of being a victim, of me being an oppressor. But just this week, you remember that Coldplay video? That lady came out and said that boss victimized her. She's doing it.
He took you to box seats to the shittiest concert ever. Like, yeah, you're victimized because he took you to Coldplay.
It's worse than that. She said her husband was there.
Do they have like an open thing? Did you see Troy says he's going on Colby's show tomorrow.
Snuck off over to there.
Oh my God. That's so stupid. I was victimized by sneaking away from my husband. Jesus Christ. How do I get so enraged with maybe I should stop saying this because it's like beating it's a living horse. The whole idea that feminists do not view women as moral agents, like capable of making their own decisions, and I do. Yeah. Like, this is because the patriarchy. Yeah, she went nuts and chucked a chair accidentally at her kid while she was trying to hurt the man she loves because of the patriarchy. Like, yeah, she is incapable of making any decisions at all.
Sweet. Well, Troy, what are you and Colby going to be talking about? Epistemology and how to disagree? The difference between Troy and Colby is Troy and Colby probably have pretty similar ways about getting around the truth and all that sorts of stuff. It's just Troy's also aware of the people sabotaging it from all sides, whereas Colby's either not aware or doesn't want to be aware because it puts you in a camp, and that stuff drives me bananas. A logical deconstruction, using that word, deconstruction of Mormonism, deconstruction.
Oh, Christ.
Where's that word come from, Colby? Deconstruction.
I think of all the camps that I don't want to be in. And like one of the most recent ones is watching Cam Higby's debate on the USS Liberty. And I really didn't want to be in the agree with the official narrative that it was an accident camp. But the holes in the story that those guys on the ship tell, I gotta be like, yeah, I think it's the official narrative. I don't think they meant to do that.
Yeah. I before that, I was
one of the things I like
mildly agnostic about it.
Yeah, I was like I hadn't looked into it much.
After watching what is ostensibly the strongest case anybody can make, I was like, okay, I don't believe you at
I'm
all.
sorry. I think I cut out a little bit. What were you guys talking about? You're agnostic about?
We're talking about Cam Higby, talking about the USS Liberty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's weird stuff about that all around. Doug Wilson did a longer thing on it the other day. But, let's see. Troy says free will. I appreciate that Kobe's down with the free will.
You got to talk about compatibilism.
Compatibilism is good stuff.
Nifty.
All his stuff is good stuff on that stuff, and I like what Kobe said about that. What he likes about Mormonism stuff, because that is one of the things I like about Mormonism, is that it teaches, promotes the concept, at least, of agency. At least it used to. Did. Logical deconstruction. I mean, that word deconstruction, I've had my long gripes of that word deconstruction, but in deconstructionism, words change. That's in actual deconstructionism. Sorry.
Your normie way of deconstructionism, like among the ex-Mormon crowd, is just it means the definition is to become correct. That's what it means.
Correct, according to them, to falsify, to do something in postmodern bullshit epistemology that has taken over the academy philosophy. Deconstruction is the concept that no word has any meaning. That's what it fucking means. That's what it fucking means, you fucking guys. You fucking use it fucking forever like this. It drives me goddamn crazy.
Yeah, well, it's an annoying word, and it's an annoying concept that, like, it's to become right, because I used to talk to people about the, like, objective truth. Like, does objective truth exist? And I always sort of land on the axiom that, yes, objective truth is real. There are things that are objectively true. And there's people that say, no, objective truth doesn't exist. And then there's the people who use the word deconstruction like it means to become correct. And they...
Or it's like getting your medallion, your Maya made medallion. I've got the deconstruction medallion. I'm a Maya made.
There's the people who think deconstruction is to become correct, and they believe in objective truth just like I do, except they believe they've just found all of it. And I'll be like, I believe in objective truth, and when I find it, I try to align myself with it or whatever. Sometimes I won't like it or whatever, but I also acknowledge that I could be wrong about all of this. And you guys don't. Like, there's no acknowledgement that you could be wrong about any of your woke epistemologies. It's all just complete. No, I've found the ideology that is objective truth.
Yeah, if we're talking about wackadoo epistemologies out there, the actual concept of deconstruction that Derrida would always say is, try to bring me a signified and give it a signifier, and I will debunk you every time. There's no word that means anything. No word attaches to anything to mean anything. And that's an attack at the bottom rung of epistemology, just from the language aspect of the world. And then you have the Foucault stuff of saying that how stuff shifts and changes over time. But nobody attacks epistemology more than the people who invented the word deconstruction. Way more than the pre-modern, way more than the Mormons. They attack the shit out of epistemology, and you guys just inherited the word like it's. Go ahead.
Well, it's because you're using like a $10 terminology to describe that in the way that Derrida described it. It's like one of those things that sounds smart, but is really like any 14-year-old midwit atheist kid could come up with.
Yeah.
The whole. Bring to me a word and tell me it has a definition, and I will tell you that it doesn't have a definition.
Well, it's not actually that. Nominalism. I mean, Kobe talked about it in his first episode. He said, like, what is a chair? What is a chair? But, I mean, from Plato to what Derrida was talking about that is a whole different universe of horse shit.
Sure, but it's like trying to... I don't know. It's like the thing that I've talked about with statistics before, where they'll try to... like sex being binary versus being... a spectrum versus being bimodal, right? It's like they think that they can find one weird exception, one weird genetic anomaly, and say that, see, it isn't binary because there's this weird exception. There's, yes, 99% of the data falls on X or Y, so that might look binary, but it's not a perfect binary. And I mean, I call it the "you know what I fucking mean" term, theory. What the law of you know what I fucking mean. And I remember Richard Dawkins talking with Sam. It wasn't Sam Cedar. David Pakman.
Oh.
And he was talking about the whole sex thing and trying to get Dawkins, because Dawkins is one of his intellectual heroes, trying to get Dawkins to, I don't know, sort of soften his stance on the trans thing. And Dawkins is very like just autistic and sort of no nonsense. He's like the definition of the he's the personification of the you know what I fucking mean concept. And he's like, well, actually, sex is one of the very few binaries in nature. It's one of the only things that is entirely binary. Just because we find some genetic anomalies doesn't make it a non-binary. Because it definitely doesn't make it... I've talked people down from a spectrum to bimodal, but it's not bimodal. It's... Bimodal doesn't look like 99% of the data fall on either X or Y, and then there's some variants that scatter off the plot. Bimodal has two modes, and they have two bell curves. If you want to talk about a bimodal distribution, you got to get to human height is bimodal if you craft that on a plot. And ironically enough, it's bimodal along the lines of sex, which is binary.
Yeah. Just a quick look on Grok. Key concepts: deference, deliberately misspelled by Derrida, because that's one of the things he likes to do. To defer, meaning comes from difference between signs. To defer, meaning is endlessly postponed, never fully arrives, meaning never present in a word of the concept. Binary oppositions: most thinking relies on hierarchical pairs. Presence over absence, man over woman. Deconstruction shows that the superior term actually depends on the inferior one to define itself. The hierarchy can be inverted or shown to be unstable. There's nothing outside of the text, not books or the only reality, but rather everything we call reality, experience, or truth is structured like text. This is where you get away with, you can just change the words and you change the thing. That is the ethos. That is the belief system. That is the epistemology of the postmodernists. Identity's central binary opposition to the text relies on show how the text privileges one side and marginalizes the suppresses the other. Man. Imagine real men don't cry. Deconstruction asks, why is crying the excluded opposite that defines real man? What happens if we notice that the real man only makes sense because crying exists as its shadow? Boundary starts to wobble. And that's just one of the dumb.
I've always talked about this with like the no true Scotsman fallacy. They always call out the no true Scotsman fallacy. But I'm like, okay, well, I understand you're calling out that fallacy, but at some level you must agree with the fallacy. Like, if I were to say real men don't molest kids, are you going to be like, actually, that's the no true Scotsman fallacy? Because I have several examples of men. I'm talking about men in the spiritual sense, you fucktard. And you, again, you know what I fucking mean.
Yeah. I mean, this is just, it's like the what do you mean by okay thing from Jake and Hans. I was like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, stop being retarded on purpose.
Well, I mean, people can point at like the thing of like Jordan Peterson saying, I don't know what truth is, even though Colby said in this thing, there's many versions of truth right off the top of it. But everybody knows that there's many different versions of truth. But one of the things that makes Peterson a little bit different is he talks about ranking. And in postmodernism, you can't rank. But in short, Derrida's deconstruction is a rigorous, patient strategy for revealing that meaning is always slippery, plural, and self-contradictory. Then he says, so Bill Reel has done a logical slipperiness of plural and self-contradictory meaning of Mormonism. That's what we've done here. But of course, the word deconstruction means that words shift and change and twist over time. And it sounded like a more highfalutin term to, I guess, annex over to Mormonism. And now it's deconstructed. And now everybody uses it like, I am a Maya maid. I am deconstructed.
So is it like, is it just this like postmodern tendency to take something that's kind of true and then just completely hyperbolize it? Like you
yeah, that's what I'd say with almost everything.
Yeah, well, it's wait, go
it's
back
to
to
extreme.
That last...
It's go to extreme. Take everything to its supersonic extreme.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. It's take it to its extreme. Because what is it? Rigorous patent strategy for revealing that meaning is always more slippery, plural, and self-contradictory than any system. I don't know. Go on. I had a
Let's say this concept of if I say the word umbrella, you guys both thought of a different umbrella.
That's what I meant.
Then I said umbrella, and since none of you thought of the same word umbrella, we're not even communicating. We're not even talking. We're not even talking to each other. In fact, every single word in between and after didn't make any sense in the same way because we're only kind of tangentially capturing each other's brains. And then if you go over to Lacan, I see them talk about Lacan over there in Mormonism After Dark. Lacan basically says the same thing with sexuality. Since your mind wanders when you boink somebody, that means you're never having sex with them. Go ahead.
Okay, Chris, I'm going to say a word. I want you to picture it in your head, okay? Screwdriver. Are you picturing it?
Yeah.
What color is the screwdriver?
Well, I was thinking of the alcohol.
Oh.
Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Yellow.
Yellow. Why did you think of that? Because I thought of a red one. So we're talking about a completely different thing, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where once you hyperbolize a difference to a third degree, it's any dumbass. It's the bell curve. It's the IQ bell curve meme. Any dumbass would hear you and be like, "You're stupid," like that, because that difference doesn't matter. We both know what a screwdriver is. You thought of a yellow one, I thought of a red one. I'm more correct than you, obviously, but like we thought of the same thing.
But you know the water's like always warm over here because one of the things that it just frustrates us or gets upset with because people dodge around with it is this same post we showed.
What do you mean by warm water? Because it depends on
what warm is.
What warm is. Like
when does something become water?
Your warm might be my hot. Like
we can't even talk.
You really gotta. This is becoming debilitating.
But it's even like worse. It's even worse than that. You can any sort of word you can only describe it by saying what it isn't. You know, so what is a house? Well, it's not. This is what Derrida claims. Well, it's not a cottage and it's not a thing, and so you're never actually referring to the thing. So everything defers to the next thing that you're referring to. So nobody can ever really understand or talk to each other. But this is one of the things because Derrida's one of the ones. Lacan's one of the major ones. Foucault's just a whole different ball of wax because you know his is all just who's to say. But all of this stuff, all of these word games that Derrida uses, and all the who's to say stuff that Foucault uses, is just at the intersection of what queer theory is, which is an unfalsifiable world belief, which is full of shit. And all we are saying is if you guys are going into the world of hardcore epistemology, we would love you to join us over here on the side where we've been fighting it from both ends because it's all over ex-Mormonism, the bullshit epistemology of the postmodernists, but the postmoderns believe in pregnant men and the pre-moderns believe in pregnant virgins, but we're supposed to ridicule the modern aspiration of rationality. But
the pre-moderns cop to it being magic.
RFM is catching up with us, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Anyway, water's warm. I would love for Colby to go all the way down that rabbit hole of where the problems with epistemology is and who's really taking the giant shit on it in our blessed world of academia where they're shitting away the credibility of those institutions faster than anything you could ever believe. Anyway.
It has been shut away successfully. Good job, guys.
That was a digression. Anyway, Kinder plates. I guess we got the Kinder plates. We got the likes. We got the Kinder plates. We got, I guess what will need to happen with this lady canceling her her reality show. We will need 3 hours of therapy from a 501c3 to get through this. That's the thing. You got to round up the crude.
Yeah. What I think should happen is that her and Jen Shaw, I don't know if you know Jen Shaw, but she was on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City for the first 2, maybe 3 seasons. And then she got arrested for defrauding old people out of their retirement. I think Taylor and Jen Shaw should make their own reality show together about how they were lambasted by the patriarchy.
But if there's anything, if I 1C3 was made for, it's to comment on the reality show. Dublin City Council, they celebrated the snakes for they put the snakes on all the pictures for St. Patrick's Day.
The snakes?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, refresh my memory on the significance of snakes to St. Patrick's Day. Is it what I
remember from Simpsons?
Is
that
it
was real.
St. Patrick driving the snakes out of?
No. They're rooting for the snakes. It's just another way of saying queers for Palestine.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. But
Irishmen for snakes. All we need to do is get an endangered species of wombat to come in there that eat the snakes. And then the wombats, all we need to do with him is take a nice species of wolf that'll eat them. And then the silverback gorillas will kill them. And then, luckily, the silverback gorillas will die in winter. That was the Simpsons thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mark O. Rubio, that thing cracked me up right there. Anyway, how did you guys celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Did you celebrate immigrants like this lady?
My kid was puking on me, so that's what I did. Me and Morgan have
Your kid got that drunk?
He did. He was drunk off his head. We have Irish blood.
He got wasted.
No, what me and Morgan used to do for St. Patrick's Day before we had kids, it was really fun. No matter what night it was, we would just drive around at about midnight to 2 in the morning and just watch field sobriety tests. And it was a lot of fun. We do commentary on them, take videos. It was great. But I remember one time we get pulled over by a cop. Like, I wasn't speeding. Like, he just kind of randomly pulled me over. And he comes up to the window. I've never had this happen before. He looks in and he sees our dog is in the back seat. We're both in pajamas and Morgan is 8 months pregnant. And he just goes, "Oh, see ya." And he didn't even ask for license and registration.
What that was. He's seen it before.
Yeah. Enjoy the show.
And I just realized, like, they could make an enormous amount of money if they just broadcast field sobriety tests and let people place bets on what they blow for BAC. You know,
getting in on it.
Yeah, just have people guess, I think he's a 0.25. Price is right at whoever gets closest without going over.
Of migrants, the invaluable contributions that they have made and continue to make to the countries they now call home, sometimes even in the face of great adversity. Patrick's story speaks not only to the Ireland of the 5th century, but to the millions still subjected to trafficking, forced labour and displacement today. As we recall the life of Patrick, we invoke his spirit and acknowledge our shared responsibilities as global citizens. We stand in solidarity with those who find themselves in vulnerable and dangerous circumstances. Patrick's story invites us to respond with hospitality and kindness to those suffering the consequences.
Does it?
And Graham Linehan.
Does it though? Is that what you get out of that? Because it seems like being nice is a good story, and then also bravely chasing demon snakes out of your country is a good story. But those stories aren't told at the same time. It's like being the boy who cried wolf teaches us to I don't know, be true to ourselves or whatever. Not really. It just teaches you to be honest. This is not teaching you the story of the scorpion and the frog. It really teaches you a message about lifting up your brother. It doesn't. Those are both good messages, but it doesn't teach that message. Just because it's a good message doesn't mean it teaches all good messages. They think they can do that thing where they take any fable of old and just take it and be like, this teaches us how we can be really nice to old people and open our borders.
Well, the thing that will get this out of your blood, I guess, is just taking a look at a nice bunch of St. Patrick's Day parades. And
oh boy,
what are you afraid of? Let's take a look here.
I just realized there's an irony.
Here's one. Oh no!
This shit.
All right, let me try it. Everyone here, go ahead.
Indian community.
For their members
All right.
together and create a warm welcome.
Okay, maybe not that one, but this one. Okay, maybe not that one, but this one.
Jesus, they have an Indian flag.
Okay, maybe not that one. This one.
It's the same colors as Ireland.
It is the same colors. Good job, India. You almost got it.
Kind of how we wave French flags on the 4th of July. Same colors.
Okay, maybe not any of those, but this one here. They've got secret files, Epstein files float.
What the shit? Wait, are those?
That is at a parade out in front of kids.
Wait, are her tits exposed? Did I just see nipples?
They were plastic blow-up tits.
This used to be confined to the sacred practice of pride parades. Now we're showing our tits covering St. Patrick's Day. This is cultural fag appropriation. What the god damn? Next year, I want to go to Ireland. We got to go to Ireland, and we gotta we gotta rally to have an American Irish float and see how quickly that gets shut down.
So, what were you saying?
I don't know. Just beating a dead horse, but like, why is it that white people are the only people that aren't allowed to have culture?
Oh, we caught a racist.
We caught a racist. Yeah. No, like, what the hell? Like, I mean, just how far we've come full circle. I was going to make the joke earlier about Grand Linehan is that, like, you know, in the 90s, the controversy was that there were no gays allowed in the St. Patrick's Day parade. And now it's no Grand Linehan Irish people in the Pride parade. But
Troy says, I had no idea that Irish people are loved so much around the world. Go ahead. That was all in Ireland, every one of those. Go ahead.
I don't know, whatever. Just like, I don't get it. What the hell?
Well, it's you hear.
I mean,
you'll hear people complain about.
Do you want to know who does respect the Irish? And when they do it the actual Irish stuff, because those were Irish parades, and they were all doing their home dances and their home songs. Here's the Japanese. The Japanese, they
got drunk and smacked each other around.
They respect the Irish. I saw so many videos of the Japanese doing like really good Irish jigs and Irish dances and stuff.
It's kind of cool.
Wow. You got Shoji Tabuchi on guitar.
There's several different like hardcore. There's a bunch of Japanese like hardcore flat picking and bluesgrass bands that are really, really good out there too. Just that really respect the craft of it. You know.
See, that also reminds me. Just years ago, I don't even know who did it, but it was some YouTube producer who did this whole video about Japanese pride parades. Like he was a guy from Vancouver, you know, and Vancouver pride parades are super famous for just being, you know, naked men with sex toys walking around in front of children. And like Japanese pride parades, like everybody is fully dressed and they just politely walk down the street with rainbow flags. And like it's the dead opposite of the traditional American pride parade, you know, which really is just debauchery.
There's a ginger run though. I mean, at least they got that going on.
How many Mexicans got run over?
If you look up the ginger genocide in Marvel and DC stuff.
Oh, dude!
They replaced every single ginger character in that with
Let me think. The ones off the top of my head. There was Iris West and Wally West in the Flash series that they did. They've done it with Barbara Gordon before. I think they did it with April O'Neil, which isn't Marvel, but that's who else? I think they've done it with Jimmy Olsen. There's like a million you can think of. There's right off the top of your head. And granted, redheads are overrepresented in comics, but nobody cared.
Here you go. There's the ginger side right there.
Oh yeah. So I don't know who that first one is, but the second one, that's Iris West, then Wally West. I don't know who that is. There's April O'Neil.
It's the gingers they're replacing.
Oh yeah, there's Ariel. Oh, Starfire. I forgot about that one.
Mary Jane, says Troy.
Yeah, Mary Jane.
There's even more than these ones right there.
Did you
The
see
gi-
there's
the
a new
ginger side.
Spider-Man? There's a new Spider-Man trailer.
No.
Yeah, they got the fourth Tom Holland Spider-Man's coming out actually pretty soon. They only dropped one trailer so far, but I don't know. It's probably pretty good actually, but I'm real superheroed out, and I'm real Zendaya out.
John Cleese. John Cleese has been going ham on Twitter, testing the Islamic Twitter rules and trying to get arrested by England as hard as he can.
That's awesome.
You got to.
I've got tons of them. He's going constantly. Like there's this one. Knowing this man was arrested for most trivial, ludicrous reasons was made me anxious that something this unreasonable might happen to me. So I'd like to see an arrest of the arresting officer for causing me this unbearable anxiety. That's one. He
Wait,
goes,
what was it? Police handcuff a man in his own home for what? I go back. I didn't see what it was about. In his home for simply sharing a social. Oh, just that. Okay.
yeah, because that's the whole thing is that you can't criticize Islam. In England, there's a new
Well, that was
law passed for it.
that was like the most genius thing J.K. Rowling has ever done, effectively shutting down Scotland's shitty social media posting laws by like the day after they.
Well, John Cleese
out
is
with that
after
law.
it. He's going after it. Like,
Yeah. Well, she immediately just said anybody who is affected by these laws, anybody who is prosecuted by these laws, message me and I will post the exact same thing that you posted to see if they'll arrest me. I'm like, I hope you do that because that's so fucking cool.
yeah, it's what John Cleese is doing right here.
It's like a donation matching program.
It totally is.
It's
I
a
think-
rating
Definitely standing up
program.
against Islam.
Because I think it's some of the stuff about beheading people they disagree with. Like, impartial observers.
Phobia is not only about defending one religious community. It is about defending our shared humanity. Because discrimination.
Here
Well,
he
this
is.
I talked about this before. It was what's his name? The big Ayn Rand guy that can't say his R's right. Whatever. Israeli guy.
Kennedy? Oh.
No. I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, somebody asked him, like, why does Ayn Rand seem to attract young men? And he said her writings seem to give young men an appropriate time to say, I don't care, which is a reflex that has been beaten out of them. And I'm like, I actually like that. I do feel like, because I'm not full Ayn Rand, I really like her books. I really do. But I definitely don't buy into objectivism all the way. But reading them, it does feel like some pearl-clutching moralist HR lady, no offense, Chris, saying, like, why don't you care about me? And then you say, I don't care. It's something about HR culture, bureaucracy culture it's any idea that happens because it's an idea, it deserves a seat at the table. And if you disagree with it, you have to explain why. And the Ayn Rand answer is, I don't care. And that's so if you say, I don't like Islam being imported into my country, and they say, you have to explain yourself. You're Islamophobic. And your answer is, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to explain to you why I don't think I'm Islamophobic. I don't care. I'm not going to explain to you why I don't think it's transphobic to say trans women shouldn't play in women's sports. I don't care. Call me trans. I don't care.
John Cleese has a great tweet on that. It says, we all know why Nick Timothy MP singles out Muslims celebrating Ramadan in Trafalgar Square. Not because praying is domination, but because he wants to blow a rabid anti-Muslim dog whistle for political gain. And John Cleese says, but doesn't the Islamic intention to kill all non-Muslims worth a dog whistle?
Wait. Hang on a sec. Doesn't the Islamic intention to kill all non-Muslims worth a dog whistle? Or has beheading the of infidels been recently dropped from the Islamic agenda?
There he is saying the male ego rampant.
Hey,
He's going full J.K. Rowling.
I'm calling you out. You ready for this, transphobe? Okay, deal with this. What you're doing is wrong.
Why do they do the worst female attributes? Like, no outspoken trans woman online is like nurturing or soft spoken or kind or thoughtful or anything like that. They're always the shittiest, cuntiest type of woman. They're like, that's who I'm gonna be, sister.
Well, the only thing they can be is a woke woman.
Yeah.
Not like you know.
Okay. Yeah.
What's the point of being a woman if you're going to be a nice woman? Like,
I think of my wife and all of her great qualities, and I'm like, no trans woman models my wife in any way. Like, I get a phone call in the middle of the day talking about how awesome it was that my kid, he can't quite crawl, but he can scoot backwards a little bit. No trans woman is online talking about that. They're just like, fuck you, trans folks. I know I'm super fucking hot, even though I'm fat as hell.
Here's John Cleese. This guy says Muslims in the United States reacted strongly after Secretary of State Marco Rubio said radical Islam is a threat to the entire world. John Cleese. Well, I think
they agree with him, don't they? Muslim clerics talk about how the Quran extorts its followers to kill infidels and to take over the planet. Sounds remarkable. Like a threat, doesn't it? Or is it meant ironically?
He is trying to get. He is like going full. He like lost his.
Sorry, I only know.
He lost. No, you got to keep doing it. Here he is.
I only know how to do flustered, John Cleese.
Go for it again.
Okay. So BBC Kids show is claiming that black people built Britain. This indoctrination needs to end. This forced rewriting of history is awful. They're doing this to erase the past and replace it with propaganda to make people accept cultural replacement. Some BBC people think that the BBC is morally obligated to impose social engineering on their audience. It's not their function.
Listen to the song in this thing. I'll probably get in trouble for the BBC.
So here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people had a point when they saw the like almost some depictions of Jesus are almost like Swedish looking, you know? And they're like, well, he probably had darker skin than that. And then like pre-wokey wokies were like, so he was sub-Saharan. Like, no, he probably just had like more of an olive complexion, maybe almost brown. Sub-Saharan? Yeah, he was sub-Saharan. He had a fro, didn't he? No. Did he do it in dreads? No, he was more, Jewish looking.
All right, I got more Cleese's for you. There's one.
Okay. Too many are too polite to say this, but give your head a wobble, Nick. London rightly hosts Diwali, Vishikani, Chanaka.
Hanukkah.
Oh, it's Hanukkah. I can't actually read that.
Hanukkah.
And in a few weeks, Easter celebrations. But this nonsense of singling out Muslims at an iftar open to all Londoners as exceptional is just bigotry. What I like about Diwali, Vishkini, Hanukkah, and Easter celebrations is that there's very little talk of beheading.
Here's another one.
Okay. A senior Palestinian Islamic leader says they want to invade Europe and America to force the non-Muslim population to bow down to Islam and hand over their lands, property, and daughters. I don't want to be conquered and have to bow down to Islam. Does this cause offense to Muslims? It probably does, yeah.
Last one right there.
Okay. Oh, sorry. To understand Islam, you have to understand the concept of al-wala, al-bara. Muslims are allies and non-Muslims are the enemies? What the fuck is that? Okay. I think most of us got the idea by now. Like a bunch of 5-year-olds, Muslims just want their own way and will kill on non-Muslims to achieve it. I'm taking my machete.
Yeah.
A bit tight for time, so I probably can't do my Islamic bit. Well, obviously, I'm not going to be telling the same jokes about Muhammad. I'd feel very comfortable telling about Jesus Christ, and that's because, fun fact, I'm not a fucking idiot. So if you're a Christian and you're sat there thinking, well, that's not fair. They make jokes about Christians all day long, but he won't make the same sort of jokes about Muslims. Well, then maybe, as a Christian, you should think about blowing something up. Right? No one's scared of you. What are the Christians going to do? Forgive me.
I just watched or not watched. I listened to the Book of Mormon musical soundtrack, and because that's part of that whole message of that. Like one thing at the very end is because like they convince the Africans to be Mormons, but it's like a contaminated form of Mormonism.
Yeah,
but
he writes
the
the
message
Book of
is like,
Arnold.
yeah, like still the whole thing is like, we're going to travel around the world and just be really nice, and like, I was just listening to him yesterday. There was a clip of Trey Parker and Matt Stone on Colbert because they're doing the 15th anniversary of the
I
Book
just
of
saw
Mormon.
that.
Yeah, but also just like, because, Stephen Colbert asked him, like, how did the Mormons react to your musical? And Trey Parker said, they reacted the same way they do about everything. They were just really nice, and that's the thing. Just what Jamie Carr was just talking about. They made an extremely irreverent, very unflattering, depending on your point of view, whole play making fun of Mormons, and the church was like, okay, all right,
We'll take out an ad.
Yeah, we'll take out an ad. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have,
Not only that, but,
but
they
like-
also the Book of Mormon musical shows like they have a pretty cool understanding of religion in sort of the way that like Troy and Jonathan talked about with religion as sort of an evolutionary psychology type concept that change is incremental because there's two bad things, right? Face fucking a frog. This is a bad thing. You shouldn't do it. Raping a virgin baby. That's also bad and you shouldn't do it. But one of those things is a lot worse than the other thing. And so if you have a group of people and you can only choose between one of those two things, which would you choose? Like anybody is going to say, okay, I guess let him face fuck the frogs. And that's the entire thing is he rewrites the Book of Mormon into the Book of Arnold to say, actually, because they thought that the cure to AIDS was raping virgin babies.
Which is a real thing.
Which is a real thing.
That
and
went on.
And this guy, when they read the Book of Mormon, they're like, okay, we cannot drink coffee, but what does it say about curing AIDS? And he's like, well, nothing. But actually, no, it does. It does. You can't rape babies anymore. You can't do that. No, raping babies. That's bad.
Oh.
How do we cure it? And he's like, you fuck a frog. And that's better. That's just better. I would...
Better is always the thing that drives me nuts. Like the moral discussion, better and best.
Well, it was like I actually decided my new catchphrase for progressives, and I showed it to you guys. It was there was an East Idaho News publishing about the whole thing where women can now be what is it, Sunday school? I don't know, some dumbass calling that.
Oh, yeah, going to be Sunday school presidency.
And it is a dumb thing. And I understand why you feel like they're just trying to throw the shittiest bone ever to women. I get it. But also, like, this chick on there is like mad. Oh my God, it's 2026. And this is always about time you did this. And I just replied to her. I was like, there's nothing that pisses off a progressive more than progress.
Yeah,
incremental progress. They need revolutionary change.
No, it needs to be. They need
incremental progress is bad.
Okay, you were 20 years behind. Now you're 10 years behind. That's good. No. That's not the case. It's you were 20 years behind, and now you got to be exactly with us. And even though you're now even if you did that, you were exactly where we wanted you to be. We're still going to be mad at you for not doing that 20 years ago.
Yeah, but even if like women ran the whole thing, what? So now the women run what you call the pyramid scheme. Like,
Oh, no, they definitely
we got
would.
the
They would-
woman-run pyramid scheme. I mean,
They
I
would
want.
definitely. It's they don't want to be out of business. There's that whole in the grievance papers thing when they did the fat bodybuilding, the final frontier. They said, okay, you got to get rid of frontier because that's irreverent to our Native American. Blah
Oh,
blah
yeah.
blah.
Yeah, it
Whatever.
reminds people of colonization.
But also, you can't say final because that means our fight is over, and we don't want our fight to be over. It's St. Georgian retirement. It's if
There's always
you
another
gave the
battle.
feminists everything they want, if you gave them a Mormon female prophet, they'd still be mad at you. They'd be mad at you.
Oh,
that you
now
didn't
we do
it
all the
20 years
work.
ago. But yeah, that's it. They would start telling you how shitty it was that you're now placing the responsibility of the entire church on the shoulders of women. Oh, man, we did now the emotional labor before. Now we got to do all the physical labor as well. Yeah, that's what we thought you wanted.
That's what that is. Like there really are only shitty jobs in the church.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, okay, ladies, have fun, go nuts.
Yeah, give him the fucking priesthood and watch him be like, oh,
But
all right, nifty.
Always back to what John Lars, what Flip said on Mormon Expression, always worth a repeat. On Mormon Expression on the panel with Lindsay Hansen Park, who used to be our friend, who we had a Maven like falling out with her. I still get along with her. I've emailed her back and forth since, but she said that she gave a blessing to get rid of AIDS. I guess she gave a blessing, and Flip just asked plain, "Did it work?"
I really wanted to know.
Like in the autistic sincerity.
Yeah, no,
Did it work? Fuck you.
Did you feel blessed? You know. But I was just want because Jared reminded me talking about African slavery. Just yesterday on the internet, arguing with idiots, a woke lady that I was talking to literally said, because she was talking about slavery and she was saying that, she was doing the woke thing that slavery is something that white people do. And me and a bunch of other people were like talking about the slave, like the African slave trade.
The Ottoman slave trade.
Well, and yeah, that, but also like, because she said the white people enslaved the Africans, and I was like, no, the Africans enslaved the Africans and sold them to anybody with money. And she said something I had not ever heard before. It's new to me. But she said, the Africans only sold slaves temporarily to pay off debts.
What, did she watch The Woman King?
Oh, is that what that is? I don't know. I don't know that movie.
Oh,
The Woman King.
Idea, like it's just like by her logic, like if
you got to hear about that.
If I'm behind on my rent and they're threatening to foreclose, I just enslave my neighbor for a while.
So The Woman King, it's a Wanda Sykes, I think, was the main.
It was that.
Wasn't it was some it was like they were looking up they were trying to find a historical true story about a black woman in power, and they found a black woman in power, and it was the Woman King, and about an African tribe, and she was a good guy, except the reality was that tribe
was
tracked down slaves.
They were one of the main this movie here, The Woman King, this tribe.
Oh yeah, not Wanda Sykes. She's too old for that shit.
Isn't she the same one who became
Viola Davis?
Isn't she the one who became Dr. Manhattan in the reboot of The Watchmen?
Yeah,
that Dr. Manhattan just fell in love with her because she was black and cool. This tribe that she was the king of really existed, and there really was a woman tribe, and they were one of the main slave traders that just kept the slave trading going for a long time. And they had to be conquered and beat up by the British to get them to stop trading slaves, slaving trades, same difference. Always good to remember what good old Hitch said.
This is very urgent business, ladies and gentlemen. I beseech you, resist it while you still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing, you will be told you can't complain. The term is already being introduced into the culture as if it was an accusation of race hatred, for example, or whereas it was an objection to the preachings of a very extreme and absolutist religion. Watch out for these symptoms. They are not the symptoms of surrender, very often ecumenically offered to you by men of God in other robes, Christian and Jewish and smarmy ecumenically. these are the ones who hold open the gates. The barbarians never take us to someone holds the gates open for them.
They do that, but they are a lesser problem, I think.
You always talk about like running the simulations. I wish we could run a simulation where Mormonism was founded by a black man and primarily a black religion, but everything else was the same. And just to see how the wokey ex-Mormons responded to it. Like, how would Lindsay Hansen Park respond to a historically black American religion?
Well, everything he did
all the
was
same
good.
things that Mormonism did.
You can't judge it. You can't think about. You can't. Who's to say? Who's to say what? I mean, this is one of the things that when Bill Reel was trying to get somebody to justify Joseph Smith marrying a 14-year-old kid, I volunteered myself in his comment section, but I couldn't get there on a Wednesday morning because I work. But I volunteered myself and said I can justify Joseph Smith's sex with a kid using Foucault, the most cited author in modern day humanities academics.
Just using modern queer theory, you can.
Yeah. And what's funny is like guys like Dan McClellan and Taylor Petrie will even weave that stuff in their Jars of Clay or whatever book and all that sorts of stuff, kind of acting like, well, but we can just throw in the oppressor thing and that makes it bad. So you can cancel out a Foucault by just throwing in any sort of oppressor or power in the thing. But no, you can 100% ask what the meaning of age and marriage and who's to say what marriage is and who's to say how many marriages they can have for 14-year-olds using Foucault, the most famous, most cited epistemology fucking academic in the universities. Let's see here. Let's see if this is rational though. If I ever clicked on anything rational.
Common with a Trump supporter or radical Islamist?
Radical Islamist.
You saw someone wearing one of those red hats chanting "Make America Great Again," or you saw someone shouting "Allahu Akbar" running down the breezeway here. Who would you feel more safe with?
The one shouting Allahu Akbar. Yeah.
You would support the radical Islamists.
Yeah.
What is it about Trump supporters that you don't think you'd get along with them so well?
I'm gay.
But you would get along with the radical Islamists? Yes. And you're gay.
I know for a fact Maven would say this exact same thing.
Oh yeah, that's exactly who Maven is.
Dad is a Trump supporter. Like, you would call me a Trump supporter. I'm not like a huge Trump guy, which, by the way, Trump said anybody left of Mark Levin is not MAGA. So I'm definitely not MAGA. Okay.
The people who dress up for Halloween like The Handmaid's Tale are the ones who want to usher in all the people who actually did The Handmaid's Tale to their countries.
It can't be this
way.
That's absolutely true.
In solidarity with radical Islamists, would you look at the camera and say in solidarity, Allahu Akbar?
Allahu Akbar.
And would you say "Make America Great Again" in solidarity with the Trump supporters?
No.
What is a bigger threat to America today, radical Islam or Trump supporters?
Trump supporters. I'll say Trump.
Trump supporters in MAGA.
Yeah.
I would say Trump supporters in MAGA. I would have to go with the Trump supporters.
Trump supporters, MAGA.
Trump supporters in MAGA.
I'd say.
Okay, I want to go to the Trump crowd and ask the same question in reverse. Like, who would you rather vote for, Joe Biden or
Ayatollah
Khamenei? You know,
they 100% would say Joe Biden.
I would.
A couple of them would jokingly say, "Oh, maybe the Ayatollah," but they would be like, "No, it's." Joe
I would vote any person who has ran for office in my entire lifetime. I would vote AOC before I would vote an Ayatollah. An Ayatollah.
What? Even the gay Ayatollah? He's
The
probably
gay
all right.
Khamenei. I'd vote him too. I would vote AOC. I would vote fucking Jasmine Crockett. Maybe even James Tallarico. Even though James Tallarico is so terrible that Jasmine Crockett is preferable to him.
Yeah, that is the crazy thing. Is like, there was like, oh, Jasmine Crockett is a nut, and she got beaten out by an even bigger nutcase.
Yeah, but that's what happened in Chicago with Lori Lightfoot. This is what keeps happening across the board. But
yeah, well, it's scary to me because like I remember learning about communism. Remember that stuff, and like, the way that Lenin and Stalin and all these guys rose to power was simply by being more radical and denouncing everyone else as not being radical enough. And like,
That's
you look
how it
at,
goes, right?
and that's how, like, that's what we're seeing. It's like, you think Jasmine Crockett is crazy? I'll show you crazy. Like that's how
she's a little crazy, but she's mostly just dumb.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was pretty radical in addition to dumb. This Tallarico guy seems less dumb, but more radical.
He's not dumb. He's subversive as hell.
Yeah, so Dave Smith made this post, which it lit off a bunch of people because it's one of the things he repeats by Ron Paul, and it's one of the areas, actually the Dad Save America guy did a good episode on it, that Ron Paul's, I think, wrong about, and Christopher Hitchens is right about, is that Islam is such a violent religion. Every time we murder a bunch of their children, they try to kill some of us. Disgusting. Yeah. And so, of course, Gad Saad got into him back and forth because Gad Saad's been on a rampage of like proving that there is no difference between Islam, and radical Islam. Like every single one of them, all the way down the board, ultimately believe things. Like if you're afraid of Desnat, but not afraid of just basic old Islam, you're screwy. You got things upside down or backwards. But Crowder did a long episode on all that stuff. But Ron Paul said the thing forever ago, which Dave Smith said it was the thing that first let him into his libertarian politics, which was just him saying on stage that the only reason Islam hates us is because we're over there interacting in their affairs and bombing them and stuff like that. And that's just not true. There's a famous clip of Hitchens that went back forever talking about, the shores of Tripoli and Thomas Jefferson and how far back it goes, that the Islamists said, we will just kill you just because you are infidels. And they already kidnapped a ton of our pirated a ton of our ships and kidnapped all sorts of English and American men and put them into slavery, more than ever were kidnapped into. It was something like 9 million of them ultimately, and it was 4 million that were kidnapped in at total.
Well,
the total amount in all of the slave trade in the Western Hemisphere.
It's funny because all these people who are pointing this out would also be very willing to point out barbaric sounding Bible verses. And the answer to that is always like, okay, but like, worst case, they don't take their religion seriously. Clearly, they don't. Like, even if, barring all the apologetic answers, if the Bible says to kill all non-believers, obviously Christians don't take that seriously, and we should be pretty fucking stoked about that.
Yeah.
But the Quran does say that, and a lot of Islamists take it very seriously.
No, because like, I mean, that's another thing I got into today with some idiot on the internet. But render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. Like within Christianity, there is kind of this built-in idea of like religion and politics are not the same thing. But like that is not the case with Islam. Like there is no separating religion and politics within Islamic dogma. Like it's not even allowed.
It was the most easiest way possible to say, fuck off with this politics stuff. Ask me about important shit.
Yeah. Well, so Kara Nuance Ho covered the religion inside the war machine, the Mormon Christian Nationalist Alliance fueling war with Iran. And the whole entire episode kind of backs the concept from Candace that Israel must have killed Charlie Kirk. They, of course, say that because she's a ex-Mormon Candace. But it more goes into the Mormons are up there with Hegseth and the Christian dispensationalists. I like how she kind of twists it. She ultimately doesn't say it in the content of the thing, but make it sound like it's a Mormon idea, this Christian dispensationalism, which I don't think is true at all. I see just as many Mormon skeptics about all that stuff as I see people supporting it, almost like equal to just regular society. But she made that whole entire episode and tried to twist it in saying that the Mormons are causing Pete Hegseth and Mike Huckabee to try to rebuild the Third Temple or something like that. And her evidence for that is Tim Ballard kind of believes that way, I guess, and that's about it. I don't see any other Mormons. In fact, the LDS Church put out a thing this week that some people kind of got upset at, saying that you need to reconcile with Muslims because they have a whole lot in common with us. Did you guys see that at all? It kind of made some waves over in Lobsters. Yeah, the Mormon Church put out some sort of article about that.
Is it because they called Mormons they called Joseph Smith the American Muhammad?
That is true. They did say that, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it here in a second. But anyway, none of this really matters because things are changing.
Wait, are you gay?
You are gay. Why are you gay? You are gay. Why are you
The Ayatollah is supposedly the new Ayatollah is supposedly a gay boy.
Yeah, the original, the first time I saw the "Why Are You Gay" dude from Uganda was on John Oliver, and yeah, it was because do you remember who he was talking to? He was talking to a trans man from Uganda, and a trans man was living with a woman, and so it's a female with a female, and so he said, "Why are you gay?" He's like, "I am not gay. I am a man who is with a woman," and he's like, "You are gay." And he's totally right. It's two chicks bumping beavers.
You see this thing here? They
John Oliver was at.
This
idiot thinks that this man with a woman is gay. Yeah, this man is smashing his vag onto this woman's vag. Seems a little gay.
I mean, she might be using a strap on. We don't know.
So I guess the word on the street is he did kind of lean that way, and they had to coax him into marrying some lady, and there was like some sort of a scandal back when he couldn't have kids back in the 80s or something like that, and he had to employ people to help him have the kids or something.
He kept going to boner consultants and stuff. Yeah.
But Aria's getting the cardboard cutout version of him thrown off the roof there.
It's dark.
Here's some old British guys discussing it.
It certainly looks like a queer, doesn't it?
Oh, it looks like a queer.
And I've heard him on the wireless, and he sounds like a queer.
Oh, it sounds like a queer and it looks like a queer.
But if it sounds like a queer and looks like a queer, I should think it's probably a queer.
Probably is a queer if he looks like a queer and he sounds like a queer. Probably a queer.
If it sounds like a queer, looks like a queer, it's probably a queer, yes.
Sounds like a queer, looks like a queer. Probably a queer. Probably is a queer.
Probably a queer.
Probably a queer. Probably a queer, yes.
A queer.
Good stuff there. Donald Trump says if you don't love Mark Levin, you're not MAGA. So I guess that officially makes me not or never MAGA. If that was
I know.
Because I do not like Mark Levin. I think support for Israel would shoot up if Mark Levin just pissed off the planet.
There's a few people that need to piss off the planet. There's Mark Levin, there's Ben Shapiro, Glenn Beck,
Lindsey Graham. Glenn Beck I like a lot of times, but on the Israel thing he's goofy. But
he is the cringiest of all of them on Israel.
But Glenn Beck's a bit hesitant about the war. He's not like gung ho for it.
Is he really? I haven't listened to a lot. It's just
he was on Piers Morgan this week.
I begged for Netanyahu to make me a citizen of it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, you can like Israel without being a fag.
Kara did mention Glenn Beck as the other reason why Mormons are a part of the big cabal trying to.
All right, I guess I like Glenn Beck
now. Sam Harris says the head scratchiest thing ever. I guess
we don't need to defend these Jews at all. Their holy book is irrelevant to us. It's just barbarism in there.
Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. You're saying that's the original deed. It would be fine if they took it all.
I thought that was fascinating and well worth watching. And the thing that was both interesting and alarming from my point of view there is that Tucker clearly believes, and I have every reason to think he's right to believe this, that he has an audience that it was prepared for him to put a lot of daylight between him and his Christianity and plain vanilla evangelical Christianity around these issues. I mean, so the way he went after Huckabee based on a differentiation between the New Testament and the Old Testament. I mean, he walked Huckabee into the Old Testament explicitly with respect to land in the Nile, pretty much all of the Middle East.
Does Israel have the right?
Did that freeze on you or just on me?
It freezed on me.
It froze on me.
And between the Euphrates and the Nile, pretty much all of the Middle East.
Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all. But I don't think that's what we're talking about here today.
And Huckabee, tried to pirouette, saying, well, Israel's not asking for that, but he knew, Tucker knew that he was going to have to sign on the dotted line on the biblical mandate, and Huckabee did. He said, yeah, if they, but if they did it, I couldn't say anything, I couldn't object about it, right? And so he got, he's gotten vilified for that. But what was interesting about that is that Tucker seemed to be expressing a theology, and perhaps there's a name for this that I'm just not aware of, that was that draws a very clear line of demarcation between the Old and the New Testament in a way that is, I've heard it's been drawn before, and even in Huckabee's style of Christianity. But he's basically saying, listen, we're Christians. We don't have to care about the Old Testament at all, right? There's just a lot of barbarism in there. He went after the whole Amalekite business. That's just genocide, right? Like, listen, we don't need to defend these Jews at all. Their holy book is irrelevant to us. It's just barbarism in there. Christ is king. All we have to care about is Jesus, and we can just wash our hands of the Jews, right? And then implicit in all of that is we know the Jews just killed Jesus, and fuck them, right? And so he put Huckabee and all of evangelical Christianity in a very difficult position with respect to his audience, which I'm amazed to find that it exists, which is Christians prepared to say all of this traditional support for Israel and like a veneration of the Old Testament even is behind us, right? There's just this kind of America first, Christ is king, fuck the Jews politics, and I found that pretty interesting and surprising. I hadn't seen that done before.
So that was never done in history until Tucker Carlson.
Oh, sometime I don't. When did he get so stupid? I swear he didn't used to be so spastic.
Where does he know anything about the history of Christianity? Like anything about it? It's so wild that he tries to make that claim that it was invented. It's the ones who are turning back to the Jews that are the newer thing. The dispensationalists. They're like, when was that Bible, that weird Bible the guy wrote? It's like the 1800s or something. That not wrote, it's like redid it. There was like one certain guy who said, okay, we need to really go gung-ho care for these Jews again, because we need to build the third temple to hustle about the second coming. And even those guys, their ultimate belief is that 2/3 of the Jews will be destroyed and the other third will convert. But I don't know. I don't know if he ever saw what Martin Luther wrote about the Jews or anything like that. Have you guys ever seen that?
Oh, I know it's famously anti-Semitic.
Yeah, but Black Americans have historically been pretty skeptical of the Jews.
This is Martin Luther, the guy who started all Protestantism.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about Martin Luther.
You were thinking of the king.
Yeah. The Jews and their lies. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But even before that, the reason that they hate the Catholics, you remember that one debate with Gavin McInnes, and that when other people in the Jewish guy, and Gavin McInnes was surprised that the guy said he was more afraid. He would take out Catholicism before he took out Islam.
The guy was on his team in the debate.
Yeah.
I don't know what the debate is about, but there's Gavin McInnes and a Jew versus Nick Fuentes and some other dude. It's like, well, yeah, but if you could erase Catholics or Islam from history, you'd go with Islam, right? And I go with Catholicism. What the fuck? And he just leaves the debate, which what else are you gonna do? Your debate partner is telling you that in this debate he hates you more than your opponents. So
yeah, but I guess Tucker Carlson invented it. There wasn't the long history of the Catholics or even the Orthodox, and there are many, many, many problems with the Jews or all those different countries that were Catholic countries and inquisitors that kicked out or forced the conversions of the Jews and all. Tucker Carlson just invented it, I guess. But so weird. And then Sam Harris, Sam Harris, the longtime atheist, says, "Hey, jump back on your kind of apocalyptic religion there to help us join into this war, where you're supposed to defend the Jews no matter what to the end of their lives." jump back into that Old Testament belief there. What is Sam Harris even? Sam Harris, such a weirdo. And then, of course, he hated Trump right up until he nuked Iran. But
None of the Zionists are helping their
Not nuke.
argument. Like none of the louds, except Coleman Hughes. Like he's one of the only ones that is helping the cause of Israel. The rest of them are so fucking bad at it. Mark Levin is one of the worst. Ben Shapiro's pretty bad. Glenn Beck is terrible.
Is there anybody else doing
Mike
okay out there?
Huckabee, Ted Cruz.
It's because Coleman's able to take his emotions out of it. He's like the only one out of all.
He takes
The rest
his
of them,
emotions out of it, which is pretty
really
awesome.
easy-handed.
Which makes you immediately gives you at least the perceived high ground against someone like Dave Smith, who is a very emotional debater, especially on this subject, to the point where it makes him naive to believing every number that comes out of the mouth of Hamas, but being skeptical of every number that comes out of the mouth of Israel.
Yeah, Dave's way too bought into his narrative as much as Hannity is, you know. It's weird.
Other than
Weird
Coleman
thought.
Hughes, who are the non-retarded, more Zionist-leaning people?
Rufo and Lomez.
Okay.
They're not totally Zionist because they're just like Glenn Beck. They're a bit skeptical on if this will go good or not.
Yeah.
But they're definitely
Actually, I guess we should give credit where credit is due. We've talked about this before, but Crowder is actually pretty decent on this.
Yeah, Crowder's too, but he's pretty gung ho that it's all going to go okay.
Crowder's kind of
Razor Fist is kind of like too far. Like we're winning champion of the world all over the woo.
Yeah,
He's not into calling people anti-Semites at all, but
yeah, Razor Fist and Crowder both do that defend Trump no matter what thing.
yeah, so
That's annoying.
they're less of doing like you're an anti-Semite. Just Trump can do no wrong. They defend Trump like Cardin defends the church. Which speaking of which, when
I
the
like
Sunday
that analogy.
yeah.
Great. Yeah.
When Sunday school stuff came up about adding the women cards, like I was skeptical first, but then I realized they were super geniuses who did the right move, which of course is going to be the thing that Cardin mostly always lands on.
It's like the only calling more dumb you could allow women to have is the one you did last year, which was allow them to witness a baptism. That feels like such a consolation prize. Like you're not helping anyone really by doing that. You're throwing them the dumbest bone in the world. Like, oh great, we can be Sunday school presidents, which nobody fucking cares about. And like just tell them, no, we're not giving you the priesthood. That's it. We don't do that. You guys do your thing, men do their thing. That's it. That's all you tell them.
Konstantin Kissin's been a little bit reserved about this one. Even Dave Smith praised him today. Konstantin said he gave a really good post, which I loved, which is like, anybody saying that they know exactly how this is going to go, could you guys all shut up? Because it's just like the coin's in the air. That's where it is, and that's kind of how I feel like what it is too. But
I will say Konstantin is one of the ones on Team Israel that is quite a bit better.
Yeah, it doesn't jump to like anti-Semitism claims or and is able to argue and debate people without turning pink.
Oh, you want to hear a hilarious example of the left dating itself with anti-Semitism? I was watching a video today on the current fight between iDubbbz and
what's going on there?
And H3H3. And so iDubbbz's wife Anissa has been doing streaming lately, and she's talking about one of the new H3H3 hosts, and she said, "Oh, she looks like someone who smells like pennies." And the joke there obviously is not obviously, actually. It's a thing that women say about other women who are probably on their period while they're talking. They're like, "You smell like pennies," or whatever. But clearly, you got woke lefty versus woke lefty. So you're fighting. You got to take a dose of your own medicine, because immediately they responded to that. The woman she's talking about was Jewish. This new woman, so she's accusing a Jew of smelling like pennies, which most of us would hear that. And be like, most of us would hear that and be like, okay, she's probably just
I haven't
trying
thought of
to
that.
describe how she's talking or what she looks like. She's trying to be mean to this specific woman. The rest of us who think maybe it is the Jewish thing would be like, oh, haha, yeah, she's just making a Jew joke. It's nothing. But of course, H3H3 takes it and runs with it and is like, oh, you're talking about a Jewish woman. Really? You're really going to do that? Talk about a Jewish woman smelling like money? Really? Which, first off, like, how's that for a stereotype? Like, oh, the stereotype is that I'm rich because I'm Jewish. Oh, that's so terrible. I feel so bad for you. Like, let's look at some black stereotypes, and then you can tell me how bad it is to be stereotyped as rich, you fucking retard. But it's also just hilarious to watch avowed leftist Anissa, who quit OnlyFans because it supports Israel. And she went to another internet skank platform to sell pictures of her butthole. And she got a taste of her own medicine from other lefties. And you just love to see it. It's actually pretty funny. One of the guys in this video went into Anissa's, not OnlyFans now, but what is it? I don't remember what the platform's called. It's like OnlyFans, but it doesn't support Israel because we need our skanks to not support Israel. Otherwise, fuck them.
Yeah.
And they're going into the different pricings. And one of the subscriptions is you get one dick rating per month, which is pretty hilarious because first off, it's not like your dick is going to change month to month. So I don't know how month 2 or 3 rating is going to be any different than month 1.
Well, I've been working out my dick.
Send her a dick pic and she rates him. But also, it's pretty fucking hilarious to think of iDubbbz, like his fucking wife just looks at pictures of cocks and tells him how awesome
that guy's life, like him and Destiny, like, oh man,
just the gigacock.
Having either one of their lives would be, I guess being Hassan would be a pretty embarrassing thing to be in life as well too. But, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Risto walked right in on us when we had On the Jews and Their Lies on the screen. What did I turn into? We were talking. We've already talked about that with you, Risto. We were talking about Sam Harris saying that Tucker Carlson invented Christians being skeptical of Israel. So Tucker, shame on Tucker. Look at this unfortunate picture right here.
What the fuck?
Qatar's PM. This war needs to stop immediately. Everyone knows who the main beneficiary was, but you can go watch the video. That really is just the background behind the thing right there.
God, that's hilarious.
And he gives this whole entire speech with that.
It took me a second to realize that he's not wearing that on his head.
Yeah, that cracked me up. Anyway, Oscars. What Oscars? Did you guys ever watch the Oscars? You used to watch the Oscars? You into the Oscars?
I never.
So long ago. Did I?
You remember when that used to be cool?
To care about Oscars, and that is long gone.
It's sad. I mean, people used to sit around and watch like the Super Bowl and stuff like that, and I don't think anybody gives a shite anymore.
I think growing up, if I would have watched the Oscars like the Super Bowl, my dad would have called me gay. So. Morgan actually wanted us to show. She's like, I need to find the picture of how trashed the Oscars theater was.
My sister's a movie theater manager, man, and I find this offensive.
So I worked at a movie theater for 2 years in high school, and it would get bad, but I never saw it this bad. That's fucking terrible. Yeah, and these are all like climate change enthusiasts that are here.
Wow.
So the worst, they did a land acknowledgement, but the land acknowledgement was like done. You know how like when the Mormon church used to do their general conference and it would like cut away like welcome to the 68th. They cut away like that. We are standing on the land of the ancient Idaho, like showing like a giant picture floating away from the thing. And people thought it was just like some cutaway to commercial or something like that. It was a land acknowledgement. But Conan O'Brien says Iran or England is upset because they haven't been nominated for any award this year, but at least they arrest their pedophiles.
Yeah, the UK, not Iran.
The UK, yeah. I said England.
Yeah. Oh, you did? I thought you said Iran.
I switched to England, but the UK is.
Yeah, no.
I said Iran at first, yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. Clearly, he's not aware of the grooming gangs.
There was all this controversy because Timothée Chalamet, the dude from Dune, said that he got into movies and not into ballet and opera because those are dying arts, and he wanted to be part of a living art.
I want to hear him just unload because he also talked about people like being like, I don't want kids, as if that's like a sad. He made it sound like it was a sad thing to say you don't want kids, and he got in a little bit of shit for that a couple years ago.
I think it's kind of funny because like they spent, I guess, half the Oscars, half the people either saying the K-pop demon hunter lady, which we liked that because it wasn't identity politics, but said, you finally get to see someone like me up here winning an award, even though Parasite won.
Yeah, that's really stupid. You know, a little bit of local happiness came from that because the co-writer for that is from Idaho Falls.
Wow.
So all sorts of articles the last day or two talking about how we've got an Idaho Falls dude that won an Oscar.
Sweet. Yeah, the Oscars are weird, but it's funny because I think Timothée Chalamet's wrong. I think he is in a dying art.
Yeah.
I don't think that he chose right. Maybe ballet and opera are coming back, but this one's a dying, man. You chose wrong.
He chose poorly.
You're gonna go to the bathroom.
Well. I'll just do this real quick before. Jared would probably be interested in this one.
They think of how am I going to support. The differences between men and women is like when men like make it, they think of how am I going to support a family.
Yeah.
When women make it, they think I don't need a man.
That's so funny. I've never thought that way. No, but I think he's right. I know.
Yeah, that's how our world's going here. I want to get into maybe the last subject. Are you chilling the whole night tonight, Flip? Or you got?
No, I'm getting ready to bail real soon. So
let me find something that may interest you. I mean, trans stuff. The Golden Girls. Oh, look at this. This guy, King Critical. You've watched some of his videos.
Yeah,
gave a 14-hour response to this trans video that had been spread all over the world. This is the be all end all of.
Yeah, I know you mentioned this, but I didn't see it.
You didn't watch the whole 14 hours of this?
No, not yet. It's on my back burner.
It's in the thumbnail better of the thing, but there was this like Swedish guy who did like a 5-hour long video of how he decided to see trans is right, and this guy answered it for 14 hours, and quite the thing. That guy's got a good channel, King Critical, where he goes over that stuff. Golden Girls.
I mean, a man goes out to buy himself an evening gown. You don't expect anything unusual, do you? No. Heart attack at his age. Now, I spoke to him just a couple of weeks ago. He was fine. Oh, he said he put on some weight, but to die trying on knockoffs at big gals pay less. It's just all so sad.
Well, I'm all set. What's with Fate and Secretary? Sophia, I believe Phil would have liked this dress. Liked it. He would have looked great in it. Dorothy, I never understood why you brought him up to wear women's clothes, unless he was queer. Sophia, people don't say queer anymore. They say gay. They say gay if a guy can sing the entire score of Gigi. But a 6'3", 200-pound married man with kids who likes to dress up like Dorothy Lamour, I think you have to go with queer.
I don't know. I mean, he must have had some deep psychological need, and cross-dressing provided an emotional outlet.
I may be old-fashioned, but why didn't he just drink?
And they used to put laugh tracks where laughs were deserved, huh?
Yeah. Flip, you don't want to catch the Afro Man stuff?
I gotta go sooner than later. How long do Afro Man?
Man, that was funny.
There's a
This
lot
was
of
great.
Afro Man.
I didn't see because I saw somebody. I didn't follow. I didn't go into it.
I didn't follow it. One of my coworkers told me about it.
I don't
today,
even know what
and
an
then
Afro Man is.
Afro
You
Man's
don't remember his song?
When I got high.
Because I got high. Because I
that's
got
Afro
high.
Man?
Because I got high. That was
Oh,
his
dude,
one
you
hit
can-
wonder in what 2000 was that?
Yeah, you can do a good Afro Man there.
I gotta be the blue because I got high.
Yeah.
Um,
No, this
now I
is
remember.
scroll up a little bit because this is a great synopsis of it by Dankula. So it says the Afro Man trial. Cops raid Afro Man's house for bullshit reasons. Steal money, break his door, fuck his house up. No criminality found whatsoever. No charges at all pressed on Afro Man. They were called in on a raid claiming that like kidnapping, all this shit. And they did come in there and they found nothing. So Afro Man spends the next 3 years making songs that make fun of all the officers involved by name.
There's so many songs. I got every one of them too. They're nice and short, but it's so good.
Even using footage of the raid from his own CCTV cameras. Songs had titles like Randy Walters is a son of a bitch and Look 'em Low Lisa, accusing one of the officers of being a lesbian and sleeping with other officers' wives. During the trial raid, one officer looked like he was about to eat some lemon pound cake sitting on Afro Man's counter. Afro Man made a whole album calling the officer fat.
Yeah, and he called him like lemon pound cake, and then
They
everybody
did call him
started
Officer
sending him-
Pound Cake.
People started sending him pound cakes in the mail, and that's why he's suing because it caused him distress.
The cops get mad. The cops get mad and file a lawsuit for defamation. Afro Man turns up to court in a whole American flag suit. Here, scroll down to show him the suit because that is the suit he showed up to court in. Okay. Scroll up. I gotta see. Oh wait, no, we can see that. Afro Man officers performatively mauled and cry while listening to the songs, really trying to oversell how badly the songs upset them. One officer was suing because Afro Man made a whole song about him saying he was fucking the officer's wife. When the officer was asked if Afro Man was really fucking his wife, he said, "I don't know." Nuking his own case and establishing that there is a non-zero chance that Afro Man might actually be fucking his wife. As his only witness for the trial, Afro Man brought a deputy's ex-fucking wife. The jury ruled completely in favor of Afro Man.
He brought the ex-wife because the guy said, I got divorced because of this. It caused me so much stress. And the ex-wife came in and said, no, that's not why we got divorced. So here's some of the songs.
That is so fucking awesome.
Is that not?
Yeah, that's why I fucked this wife and got filthy rich. It's my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. It's my dough. Stop stealing my dough.
There's that one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is the
pound cakes at work.
Officer Pound Cake.
I received hundreds of pound cakes at
The
work.
context of that name comes from a music video that Mr. Foreman created, correct?
I don't know where he got it at, but you'd have to ask him that question.
The Adams County Sheriff laid down.
They showed all the songs in the courtroom. And they played every one of them. The people would be crying in the background, showing that it was hurting them.
You would admit that's you with the glasses walking by the lemon pound cake on the counter?
Yes.
And that is security footage from the search of Mr. Foreman's residence?
I assume, yes.
But there's no question that's you during the search.
Yes.
There is question.
No, that was me, yes. Absolutely.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They got no kidnapping victims, just a living out there. It takes no lies. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him up. He wanna put down his line. Living pound cake, trending on TikTok. Living pound cake, he's a family guy. Living pound cake,
oh my god!
Living pound cake, pound cake.
I had never seen any of these.
They listened to the whole thing. Yeah. What?
That's amazing.
He made so many of them though.
That is the most beautiful thing.
It's like he happened into like the most Sam Hyde position you could find yourself.
He made a whole album, a bunch of music videos out of the footage.
Will you help me repair my game? Will you help me repair my door? Did you find what you was looking for? Will you help me repair my gate and door?
This is so dumb.
Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You can take as much as you wanna take. There must be a big mistake. Would you like to have a slice of my lemon pound cake? I see pockets. Are there any kidnapping victims inside my suit pockets? You crooked cops need to stop it. There are no kidnapping victims in my suit pockets. Let me ask you another question. Is there 1,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets? Is there 1,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets? You crooked cops need to stop it. There's not 1,000,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets.
I'm gonna be laughing about this for a while. Holy
Did
shit!
the police offer an explanation? They got a tip, or
got a tip that he had kidnapped and was taking financial bribes for kidnapping somebody or something in the affidavit or something like that. And he's like, "What the?" He was all exonerated of that, but that's why he started making all this stuff. This one's funny because he got like some actress to play the cop.
Lisa, make 'em know Lisa, pussy like pizza. Sometimes she won't make 'em know. Lisa, make 'em know Lisa, pussy.
So that lady was actually like in court here.
She was the one that cried, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Like, lick 'em below, Lisa. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
That is amazing. I had no idea any of that happened.
This is the best possible way you could respond.
There she is crying in court.
He was baiting them into this.
Intact. Nothing. So all of this is their fault.
They're listening to it and she's crying. They sit through the whole thing and she sits there crying through the whole thing.
How could you not laugh?
So amazing.
Like, I get that a lot of these people were just doing their jobs and responding to an insane call that came in. And the big famous people will swat famous people all the time, and it's terrible. And it's not totally the officer's fault. But like, if I was one of the officers and he made a song about me being gay, there's no possible way I could sit on the stand and do anything but just laugh.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's one of those things where it's like, what? Like when the cops, you know, I can understand. Like if they get a credible tip, let's assume it was a credible tip. Like once you're inside, you should be able to tell pretty quick. Okay, hang on.
Yeah,
let's slow down here before we get in trouble.
Well, I'm actually shocked they didn't find any weed.
Yeah, that's true.
I would expect you to find weed in Afro Man's
Nobody
house.
keeps all of his weed and kidnapping victims in a different house.
Okay, so listen to some of the attorneys talking here.
Nobody looks at Lil Wayne's song Pussy Monster and says there's a monster in that song.
No way.
For the sake of entertainment. The same thing I knew when I was watching Johnny Carson, The Late Night Show, and SNL with my grandfather when I was a kid. That's all entertainment. They make fun of everybody for entertainment.
In my opinion, I fucked his wife doggy style. Like they were facts.
Some of it was funny, some of it wasn't. Some of his jokes, like those of Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, some of them are not tasteful, but they're still jokes. It's tasteful. Not everybody likes all music. There's some songs I hate. I think we can find plenty of people that find songs they do not like.
Can't fucking Zach
He's a rapper and
Galifianakis
comedian.
for this.
It's what. Look at the song by NWA. What do they call them? Fuck the police. On personal effect, Terry print me a couple songs, rap songs. Carly B. I find it bad to say what WAP means.
Who the fuck is Carly?
But then again, I'm not the audience for this, and I know that.
Okay, first off, I'm not gonna give my.
Yeah. Then some people like noticed in like these things that the judge in the background was laughing at stuff.
2 times trying not to laugh.
Used other words. She ate my ex-wife just like pizza.
There you go.
pussy, eating, blah, blah,
Oh, you
blah.
can see his face
Look
too.
at
Look, he's
this,
smiling.
look.
He's all over it.
I'm sorry, but at this point, the defense should have stood up and said, "Objection, Your Honor. I move for a mistrial." You were laughing. And the fact that you were laughing tells me that this is satire and parody. We should not be here. If any one of you laughed, any of you in the jury, you laugh. When you go back there to deliberate, you ask yourself, did I laugh? If I laughed, look at
Pussy.
did. Look at the judge, you guys. Look at this.
Pussy, eating, blah, blah, blah.
I passed the fucking bar for this.
This is the guy saying
she was tired of hearing about it. People asking her, is her husband a thief? And how could he do something like this?
Has Mr. Foreman's posts about Sean or any of the general posts about the Adams County Sheriff's Department as a whole affected your life any at all?
No.
Posts never affected your life, never affected your marriage?
No.
Sean, she's a Sean, grooms, girls, high on shrooms, drops, his fruit of the looms, and cheat, hotel room, Vinny bang, bang, ding, dong, fucks him with brooms. Sean Groom. On my head, he placed a bounty because I named him the Hunchback of Adams County. What do you call a cop that stop crackhead when and then make them drop their panties? So a pig can squeal the penis plea deal. Pulls over a broad and say, we can do this the hard or the hard way. Easy way is the hard way. Sean's fucking crackheads all day. Sean Grooms, I understand. I'm Afro, also a man. Just like you, I cheated on my wife. Just like you, I fucked up my life. Unlike you, I take accountability, but you don't have the ability. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrew. Blame me for his divorce. Hotel room. But his ex-wife, Rhonda, said he was having too much intercourse. Hotel room. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms. Is an Adams County cop. Hotel room. He has sex on duty. High on shrooms. With every drug addict he stops. Don't touch me, man.
These songs, the best part is these songs were all they were all written in an afternoon. They're so just on the nose stupid, but they're fucking brilliant. Oh my god.
Should we name her?
Pound cake.
How would father have handled this?
Your father never started a war.
Jesus Christ.
Chupacabra.
That's amazing. All right, I got a bill.
Bill.
I'm glad I stuck around for that, but that was awesome.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh fuck.
You don't want to say anything on a. He's
ready to go walkies.
He's trying to get me go walking.
Oh, man.
You didn't have anything to say on the Corey Richards getting.
I didn't follow it that closely. But she's a crazy bitch. And the patriarchy made her do it.
Yeah. And Candace
On
used that.
what?
Corey Richards.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know the Corey Richards story?
Aren't you in the Utah television district?
She's
in the case of Corey Richards.
She's this gal
About
who
this case.
she has a giant house here in Heber. She killed her husband with fentanyl, and then she went out and made a book about her children grieving their dad. Made a children's book about grieving father, and got on like all these news stations about it. And then she got busted for she was the one who killed him with the fentanyl.
She did a whole sympathy tour and career on. It's very sad that my husband died tragically and she fucking murdered him. And it was one of those situations where he was like telling people, like, I think my wife is gonna murder me.
Yeah.
And same thing happened with the security guy when I was the guy at my work, where it's hey, it's a personal matter. Your wife's trying to kill you. It's a personal matter.
There's her book there of a
book inspired by the death of her husband, titled "Are You With Me?"
Jesus.
It is about a father who died and
just
returned as a
psychotic.
ghost to be supportive to his son. The book is supposed to be heartwarming and reassuring for children coping with the loss of a loved one. In reality, it is poorly written, emotionally disconnected, and unsettling. The illustrations make it look as though the father
like
was
one of the-
terrorizing or haunting the son.
That's like one of the worst cases of Munchausen you can think of.
Yeah.
yeah. So of course, Candace used that one to say, "See, it's proof. It's proof." Erica Kirk.
Yeah.
Erica Kirk could have done it too.
If any white woman
That's what we're going after.
Kill her husband. That means Erica Kirk killed her husband.
Yep. So proof. That's how proof works. That's how stuff goes.
Okay, I'm gonna bail for sure now.
All righty.
See you guys next time. Hopefully, I'll have another crazy booze from some other place. There's a drink from Ethiopia called Tella that I've never gotten to have, but it's never made for commercial use. You have to go to Ethiopia to have it, so we'll have to wait for that one. All right, see you.
Hasta.
I gotta retase my candle real quick. I I like lighting a candle when I'm doing this. And I was like, hey, Morgan, where's the lighter? And she handed me this taser. And I've already shown it before, but this feels like one of those things where it's like retarded technology. I feel like the lighter was already sufficient and a pretty perfected form of technology. And I understand that you can recharge this one, but lighters are one of those things where you usually lose them before you run out of fuel in them. So it doesn't really matter. So I got this candle taser. I'm going to tase my candle back to life, and it's hard. It's actually harder than just using a lighter. There we go. I got it. It just took longer than, a lighter would take.
Nice.
Anyway, what we got?
Oh,
blur, blur, moon, blur, moon. You got that in my head now.
Have you ever seen about I guess Banksy was revealed.
Really?
Yeah, Banksy's been revealed. Turns out he's a 40 millionaire trust fund kid. Whoever guessed. This guy.
No!
This guy. Nobody's seen Banksy?
You're still on the Todd Grande thing.
Yeah, I haven't turned it to it yet.
Oh, okay.
Here's a Little Caesars cousin that is not Banksy. That's Banksy right there.
I am shocked he was wealthy. Wow. No way.
Yeah. Super exciting. Have you seen any of the Professor Jang stuff?
I don't think so.
This guy's like making all the rounds and people are acting like he's some sort of Nostradamus and he's the most ridiculous thing on earth. You haven't seen this guy?
If the banks can print as much money as possible.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Like everybody keeps putting him on their show and all this stuff. He's called Professor Jang, and he talks about, I don't know, just kind of some of the most brain rot, just kind of, I don't know, conspiracy theory type stuff. Jimmy Dore even had him on like he was some sort of professor, partially because he said everybody's thinking that he's Nostradamus because he said Trump would win and he'll attack Iran. So because he had one video like that. But the guy, it turns out,
and is it because Trump said for the last 47 years I would attack Iran if I were president?
Yeah. And but the guy does these like videos and he's been doing them for a while, like he's in front of a class, and it seems like he's in front of class. I don't think there's a class there. He's
no,
like
I watched
national. He's only got like a bachelor's degree and he calls himself Professor Jane.
Yeah, I watched the I Hypocrite video on him, but I can't remember it. I was in the middle of doing something.
And then the stuff he like always like says this bullshit thing and then just writes like the plain thing on the board.
Why do we have poverty? Right? So that is the common answer, scarcity. We have poverty because of scarcity. But I already told you this. They can print money out of nothing. So money is infinite. So why do we have poor people then? Because we don't want people to all have money. The powerful people don't want that. And why? Because otherwise,
did I ever tell you about
so like The Hill had him on, Jimmy Dore had him on, like Kyle Kalinske, all the same old types. This guy's a genius. This
argument is I'm trying to think of the right adjective to use. Childishly retarded. I don't know. If money is infinite, why do we still have poverty? Yeah, we could just print more money. We could just print more money. We could. Oh my God. So there's a show on Cartoon Network called Clarence that my family really liked. It's like a funny kids show, Dude was canceled for being a sex pest, I guess. I don't know. So Clarence stopped. But there's this point. Clarence is just this kid in elementary school. And there's an episode where he makes Clarence dollars. And you can exchange them for things. It becomes the currency of the school. And he likes it because it makes people like him. They're getting this currency and they're going to get to exchange it for dumb little goods. And so he gives people favors to like him more by just making more Clarence dollars. And then he just makes a shit ton of them and they immediately become valueless, which is what like any 10-year-old would think might happen with Clarence dollars. So this is fucking stupid because money represents labor. It's a stand-in for bartering. I had this argument with one of my coworkers where she said we could just get rid of debt. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, who would be willing to do that? Like, well, money's not real. It's just paper. Like, yeah, but it represents something. It's so I don't have to figure out as a chicken farmer how many eggs I have to trade you to make me a house. We got a middleman here. I just find out that like 6,000 eggs is worth $8,000. And I have to produce that many eggs to sell that many to give you the whatever many thousands of dollars that you want for this. So this is just retarded. I actually can't remember the rest of this. I know I Hypocrite covered it, but now Chris is gone. And I'm running this shit.
I was hearing you.
I know.
I was just grabbing the soda.
I didn't know how long you were going to be gone, so I was going to start talking shit about you.
Yeah, the labor theory of value is the dumbest thing in the world.
Oh, but it yielded one of my favorite memes of all time, and I reshare it every time it pops up on Facebook Memories. Just like it's the caption is Marx's labor theory of sex, and it shows a disappointed woman in the background, and Marx just shrugging his shoulders, like, "What do you mean it was bad? I spent 6 hours doing it."
Yeah, that's one of the ones that so many playing around in the music world, so many music guys are kind of commies and like, you don't believe this. Like, why don't you believe this? Well, do you think that whoever put in the most time working on putting out the most songs are the songs that should get elevated? Like, you don't believe this. Like, none of you believe this. None of you believe that the songs that need the most reward are the ones that took the most work.
Okay, if Imagine Dragons spends a year pumping out 8 new albums, all with like 16 tracks on them, but I don't know, Tool spends 5 years pumping out 3 songs, which one do you think is going to have greater musical value?
Yeah.
There's more songs that have more value.
It's the dumbest thing in the world. I remember I saw a meme. It was just, maybe I have it here, but it's just Achilles. I have it there. Here it is. The labor theory of value shot in Achilles heel. Only fans.
Sex work is real work, and it's hard work, okay?
Steve Stewart Williams here says that everyone knows that on average, men earn more than women. A new study reveals, however, that on average, women have more meaningful jobs than men. Not only that, but the gender meaningfulness gap help explain the gender earnings gap.
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to think about that because
they take. That's one of the things that Peterson talked about. Men will take jobs that can. You'll create more widgets, so widgets sell more. They scale more, whereas a woman can only take care of one man as a nurse or something like that.
You're right.
But there's less meaning in pumping out widgets than there is in taking care of someone as a nurse.
I'm thinking about it in terms of my job, and I always say, this is probably mean, but I always say, if you can find purpose in my job, I will think less of you because it's mostly bureaucratic.
That's what I'm saying is that you're suffering from a gap. You're suffering.
Yeah, no, but most men will keep on doing it.
Yeah,
because you're like, well, I don't really need to find meaning in this job. This job is for survival and to fund the things in which I find meaning. So I'm going to keep doing it because it is a good job. It is a stable job, and it is a well-paying job.
Yeah.
And I would find more meaning being a stand-up comedian, and I would make no money.
Maybe after a couple of years, as soon as you got on Saturday Night Live, man. Saturday Night Live.
There's no possible way I'd get on Saturday Night Live, even if I had the talent for it. Even if I had the networking opportunities for it, they would immediately find this podcast where I have said faggot a trillion times. I have said the N-word, which I try not to say on stream now.
You talk like a Chinese guy. That's the end. That's how they got.
I have done so much worse than Shane Gillis. I've seen.
We deleted it all so that you could get on. Unless somebody tells poetry, we deleted it all so you could get on.
Sure. But then they'd be like, "Well, it was reported that you said the N-word on your stream. Did you really do that?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." Like, there's no way I could just be like, "I would never."
Yeah. I want to show that this is the thing I showed when you went to the bathroom with Flip, but it might have.
It was the Golden Girls thing.
No. That was the second thing we showed, but the first thing was men and women, how they're different. Like when they make a bunch of money, I can't find it now though. It just says that when men make it and they make a bunch of money, they think I want a family. When women make it and make a bunch of money, they think I don't need no man. Which is
kind of okay. Jerry O'Connell reveals his liberal daughters were filled with rage. Oh, I saw him talk about this, and became physical with him when he criticized Kamala Harris as a candidate. O'Connell, if I say this, will I stay married?
that's all. I think it's got the video of it.
Oh, did you already? Oh, sorry. Go on.
I mean, that's all in the quotation marks. Is that not playing?
I'm going to tell you about a bit of. I say this. Will I stay married? Blow it over here. My
sounds like you're going to blow it over here.
The night of the election, this third one.
Yeah.
Third election. Everyone knows what I'm talking about here. I was watching late at night the returns, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think Trump was going to win. I live in California. I didn't think he was going to win. From what I was hearing,
I didn't either.
I think he was going to win. This is where I live, you know.
Yeah.
I said something along the lines of like, there was no planning. This is what they get. There should have been a primary. I said something along those lines, you know, like I was just spitballing ideas as to, it was a shock, you know. My wife and daughters, without saying anything, became physical with me. They were filled with rage. So if I am being careful with you in how I say things, yes, I live in California. I live with not one, not two, but three people who, if I made any kind of joke, they would, they'd become very angry with me. You know, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but I couldn't live that way. I would, whatever household or whatever situation I'm in, I say what I truly think. And if it makes you angry, I'm sorry. We'll have to work that out. Well, it makes.
But I am not going to tuck my tail between my legs and just shut the fuck up. This is what you were dealing with when you were a child. Just sit there and don't say anything.
Yeah,
sit on your hands. But what happened to Rob Reiner? More of that, Jerry. More of that.
Yeah.
Where's Rob Reiner's go?
This is chick thing. I remember I watched basketball and football religiously when I was in elementary school. And my favorite, my NFL team was the Raiders. And just because that was my dad's team. So I like the Raiders. I'm not Mexican and I don't have a tattoo of the Raiders, but I like them. And in 2002, I think it was the same Super Bowl that Janet Jackson showed her tit, which as a 9-year-old or no, an 11-year-old I saw with my fucking family. So thanks for that. But
did you see it? Did you notice it even?
Yeah, we all noticed it. Anyway, it was the Raiders versus the Buccaneers. And Rich Gannon threw like 3 or 4 interceptions in the last half of the game. They were winning. And then Tampa Bay won. And at the end of the game, this is the difference between dude think and chick think. Me and my dad were just talking about all of the ways that the Raiders fucked up. They were our team. We loved them, you know? And we were like, what fucking happened to Rich Gannon to throw all of those interceptions? That's like a record-breaking number of interceptions in the last half of a Super Bowl game. It's insane. And he was pretty at the top of his game at that point. And I feel like if you had a bunch of Chick Raider fans in there, they're like, what are you talking about? They ran a perfect game. They couldn't have done anything, but they could have not thrown as many interceptions, you know? They could have not thrown the ball to the other team. And that's what this feels like with the Kamala Harris campaign. I've had lefties ask me, like, how do you think they went wrong? And I was like, well, they went too far on the trans thing. They went too far in immigration, and they tried to backpedal immigration, but it was way too fucking late for that by then. They had sort of a catch-22 in that they didn't let her talk to the people enough.
But they couldn't do that.
But they couldn't quite do so. I can't even blame them for that because every time she talks, it makes it worse. So there was a spiral. She wouldn't talk, and they'd be like, we need to hear from our candidate. They'd let her talk, and they'd be like, she's a fucking retard. They wouldn't let her talk, and it would just spiral downwards. But the chick think in you will be like, no, she ran a flawless campaign. Even Queen Latifah. Like, oh, even Queen Latifah. Who do you think Queen Latifah is going to go for? Did you need her to come out and say it? Did you really need Queen Latifah to be like, I'd rather you vote for Kamala Harris than Trump? To just know in the back of your head, if somebody asked you, who would Queen Latifah vote for? Kamala. No shit, you fucking idiot. No, that's a chick thing, is to just pretend that this only went wrong because maybe the other team cheated, maybe the cards were stacked against you, but everything you did was perfect.
But also there's never any self-reflection of how do we appeal more. It's how do we change you to like us because we're supposed to appeal to you exactly as we are. And that's like the flipping of perfect. Everything of how they do that. It's almost kind of like the difference between like a good product to sell and salespeople. Like salespeople are there to make you want to buy the thing you don't need, whereas like just a good product, you'll want the product and you don't need the salesperson there at all. But there's never any self-reflection. There's only social engineering, and we need to engineer you more. And then this was your fault, you people, for not being engineered properly, right? Because you don't have free will either. I guess we'll learn about that with Colby and Troy.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm a terrible salesman and I was a terrible missionary.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'd be like, you'd come to this if you want it. I'm not going to.
I just be like, hey, you guys want to hear about Jesus? They'd say no. And I'm like, all right, well, let us know if you do. Do you want our number? They'd be like, no. I'd be like, okay, well, if you see us in the street, tell us. And I walk away. And the chick think zone leaders would always be like, you got to be more irritating and tell them why they should want this thing. Yeah, but they don't want it. Maybe the product needs to be a little different. Nope.
So
you got to be more irritating.
You don't have the art of persuasion if you're not the one there making them want the thing you offer rather than giving them the thing that they're asking for and wanting. You can never be a politician that way. Never any self-reflection on that. But beyond that too, how much of Hollywood is this? Like people say Jimmy Kimmel's wife is like that, and that's why Jimmy Kimmel changed. Like how much of Hollywood is how it is because of happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Dudes like this all over the place who are just going with the chick think politics in their house. And if they don't follow it, they get whooped. Like what's her name? Whoops, her baby daddy.
Taylor. Yeah.
He says they got physical with him. Could you imagine if the story reversed? Oh, we said it. We said it. Ding, 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 ding. Could you imagine if the story reversed?
If it was his wife on here saying he got physical with me because Kamala beat Trump, this would be headlines. This would be like, this dude's beating the shit out of his wife. She's in a toxic, abusive relationship. No, it gets tiring after a while saying, what if the roles were reversed?
Yeah, it gets old.
There's that famous meme of the gravestone of the Republican Party that just has inscribed on it, what if the roles were reversed? You're like, yeah, you know what? You're right. The double standard is either one of two things. It's either explained away postmodernly why it's not actually a double standard in a special pleading way that pretends it isn't special pleading, or they just flat out acknowledge it's a double standard, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. And he, of course, after this got in more trouble and said on Twitter he's not allowed to go on podcasts anymore. So
I'm in the doghouse.
But
No, you're
once
not.
again-
You make all the money. If she's like, go sleep in the basement, no, let's divorce, and you could go live in a fucking shack because you don't make money. I'm the actor, bitch.
I think she thinks so. She's Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Go live in a mansion, make your own money.
She thinks she still has John Stamos as a last name. She was in the X-Men stuff and all that sort of. She was the original. What's the blue skin one?
Oh, Mystique.
She was the original Mystique.
Oh,
Yeah.
way less annoying than the current Mystique, who was the. By the way, the current Mystique, I got to give her due that she was the first action female star.
Well, here's some weird trajectory for you. Not only was she married, people knew her as Rebecca Romaine Stamos. I think she was a model. But after she was married to John Stamos, she was then married to Jay Moore. Jay Moore, who's always on Adam Carolla's podcast and all that stuff nowadays. And then she divorced him, and now she's married to this guy. And here's a Forrest Gump Chris. One night in, I think it was Trolley Square in Utah, in the basement of this gym. It was just me and Jerry O'Connell in there working out for 2 hours.
Wow.
I have no idea what the heck he was doing there. And he and I were the only ones in there.
Did he choose his Stairmaster right next to you?
No, he was going around lifting and doing like chest flies and stuff like that. He was on his phone a lot.
Yeah, I work out too, so I know what chest flies are. But anyway, I realize the fat fuck version of your choosing the treadmill right now is at work when you go to the bathroom. It's not just the urinals. There's 4 fucking stalls to shit in.
Oh yeah, it's true of all things. Like
I will go shit in there's nobody in any of the stalls. I will go shit in the furthest stall. And inevitably somebody will always come. They want the furthest stall too. And they see that I'm in there.
And they'll get in the one
Instead
right
of
next
doing
to
like anything, they'll get right fucking next to me and take one of their alcoholic splatter shits. And our bathrooms are disgusting. There's a dude that cleans them, and he cleans them very well. And I have gone in there 10 minutes after he's cleaned them, and there is shit splattered on all. Everyone in there has to be an alcoholic. I don't understand it. I've been in there a million times, and I've never heard somebody I work with take a clean shit.
It's
just
slop
like
food.
Plop.
It's just the dog slop. It's the goy slop. It's the goy
sounds
slop
like
we're
they're
all on.
projectile vomiting out of their asshole.
It's all the arch burgers that they're eating. That's the only direction.
I don't even know how to attack this product.
And I do know how it's going to attack me coming out.
You ever see that? You didn't grow up on SpongeBob, but
a little bit. I saw a bunch.
There's this scene where, like, SpongeBob finds out that Squidward has never tasted a Krabby Patty, and he finally convinces him to try it. And the scene is like Squidward just like he's disgusted, and he just his tooth barely touches the bun and takes.
Oh, that's a famous picture of a.
Yeah,
people posted that picture around the.
I bet they did.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought of the first moment I saw it, and then Squidward gets addicted to Krabby Patties, and he gets really fat and explodes because of it. But anyway, it's.
How does he stop him?
He
by exploding?
He explodes. That's the end of the thing. It all goes to his thighs. He has morbidly obese tentacles. But yeah, that's what I pictured. That dude, it's funny because he takes that bite, and you could see he didn't even get to the patty.
Yeah.
He bit off the shittiest part of a McDonald's burger, which is their disgusting stale buns. And then they showed a close-up, and there's a massive bite taken out of it. And then they go back to him, and there's a tiny little bite taken out of the bun. It was hilarious.
Man. This one's a little funny, I guess. I mean, I got some other things, but they're not funny. Not very much. I got to get going soon, and I've got like some hay fever hitting me or something like that. But
hay fever?
Yeah, I've got my nose and eyes are all running. I'm sneezing. It was sneezing it up. Where did it go? So that dude who was the last dude talking to Charlie Kirk, he has his own like show on Channel 5 or something here. You seen that guy around? He's also the one who interviewed Nick Shirley, where Nick Shirley couldn't say the word. What was the word he couldn't say? Or had never heard of the word.
I don't know.
You don't remember that? It made like a big meme online because Nick Shirley had never heard of the word.
I don't know. Nick Shirley doesn't seem particularly smart. Just like he's not dumb, but he's not super articulate. He seems more like he just stumbled upon something lucky, and I think he's mostly correct. Like,
I mean, part of being dumb is it is like if this guy could find it, why couldn't you all find it? Even though there's been videos of people finding it back for years. He was just unfamiliar with the word and it went all viral. Anyway, that dude, for some reason, he was the last person interviewing Charlie Kirk when Charlie Kirk was shot. Then he has on Nick Shirley right after the thing. I think it's Channel 5, like here in Utah or something like that. I don't know like how this guy became a thing, but he had clavicular on somehow. And, I don't know like how this guy like.
How did Clavicular's retarded stream go? Or has it not started yet?
I don't think they've done that yet. But look how he impresses with this dude.
You wake up every single morning and you take a look in the mirror. You're 100% satisfied with every single thing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, dude. All right. I guess that's just, if you want to be completely disingenuous, that's fine with me. I guess there's just no point to continue.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yep. He ended it. He says he's satisfied with what he looks like.
That's pretty funny.
And he doesn't believe him. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
You don't want to bone hammer your face?
Yeah. That dude, like, I don't know, like, why he's in and everywhere and everything all the time, and he's not even like interesting or good at what he does.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't see him interview Shirley?
I might have. I don't remember.
Find it here. He could benevolent. He didn't know the word benevolent, which is
really?
Weird, especially for an ex-missionary.
Yeah, for a Mormon.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The most benevolent billionaires.
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Yo, Nick, bro. What we doing, bro?
Benevolent.
Just
one more time.
What do you think are the three most benevolent billionaires?
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
What do you mean by benevolent? Benevolent. Come on, man. Lock in, Nick. Lock in, Nick. Especially you're selling merch that says Leering Center, making fun of people who can't spell. Do you not know what the word benevolent means, bro? Benevolent. Nigga. What that word mean? Shit. What that word mean, benevolent? What that word mean?
Yeah. So.
Dude, if Sneeko was validly clowning on me, I'd kill myself.
Yeah. I don't know where this dude had an interview with Charlie Kirk right before he died, and then was the last one asking a question right when he died and all that stuff. There's something weird about that dude. Candace should be all over that guy.
Yeah, how come she hasn't accused him yet?
He's not from Israel. I think he's from Israel. All the interviews he gets for no good reason. But Channel 5, it's like Channel 5 Utah or something like that. I don't know, but Anyway, that's about all I got. I had other stuff, but I put away. Tucker Carlson might be in trouble for being a spy.
Yeah.
Dumb stuff. Yeah, that's enough. More trans stuff. We covered the trans stuff.
Is the Israel stuff so confusing because almost literally everyone on either side of it is retarded?
It seems like it.
Okay, so we talked about the most and least retarded people on the pro-Israel side. Who are the most and least retarded on the anti-Israel side? Because Dave Smith is pretty fucking retarded on the anti-Israel side.
Dave's gone. Dave and Liberty Ball and the Liberty Crackdown or whatever. Clint.
I give Steven Crowder his due for being fairly reasonable on it, but that kind of comes from just sucking Trump's dick for everything he does. But
they've gone over the top. Like they have to overstate every single one of their claims, like all the way down.
Well, who's the Coleman Hughes of the anti-Israel side?
That's a good point because, they're almost all as
I can't think of anyone
angry and emotional as anybody you've ever seen.
And I don't want to.
Mearsheimer kind of does, but John Mearsheimer makes some of the worst predictions in the world. There's like a highlight reel of Mearsheimer making terrible highlight reels.
I don't want to really think about it.
Aaron McIntyre a little bit. I don't know. He's got Tucker on tomorrow.
Yeah,
but I don't know. He's not like crazy anti either. Anyway, he doesn't like the messaging of it, but I don't know. He's been getting upset too. I don't know. They're all just as whining and crying and saying, "No, what's going on?" and taking every single, just like you said with the numbers thing. Like that's still true of the numbers thing. Like each side is 100% of our numbers are right and 100% of your numbers are wrong. You know.
But if you were going to trust the numbers of one of those groups of people, like if those were the only two options you had, is trust the Israeli numbers or the Hamas numbers, it feels like trusting the Israeli numbers would be. I don't trust them, but like if I had to trust one of the two, I would trust them more.
Yeah. One of the things that's been bothersome to me is like a few of my most tried and true of like this guy's always just solid and only says what he knows or doesn't know is Robert Barnes, and he's shot off the end with this one. Like he's just like gone full. Oh, you guys screwed it up. You screwed the pooch. You screwed the whole thing. Maybe because like they're big nasty guys, but I see him on Twitter all the time posting AI slop like it's real.
Really?
And you can see and say that like Robert Barnes, like I would not expect you to be the one posting fake AI videos. Like a bunch of them weren't even just the ones like that. This happened in 2002 or this happened in 2017. A couple of them were actually some of those video game versions. And you're like, oh my gosh, dude, like why are you posting all these? Like you're just resharing every single thing you see that's negative. And he was like one of my, that sort of thing happens like when somebody's like your tried and true person and you catch them being just absolute bullshit on something. And
well, that was Dave Smith.
Yeah.
To me, like I don't know. I used to listen to Part of the Problem every day.
I still catch them all, but it's whining. It's just whining and saying the same thing over and over and over again. And just being, some of it could even become true, but some of it is like you can't know that yet, and you're spiking the football already. You're spiking the football like it already happened.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things that's I guess a lie about it is they say the Trump coalition is ruined, and I think it is true that the coalition that he had before of some of those podcasters and libertarians are gone. But
it's more fractured now than it was then.
If that's the coalition, he's picked up a bunch of kosher center and kosher left and never Trumpers. So it's like they say, like there's all these like polls coming out that the MAGA, super MAGA people, they just haven't budged at all. They just follow Trump no matter what.
Yeah.
But what was that coalition of the libertarians and the dissident right? Was that huge? I don't know that it was very huge.
No, it wasn't that huge.
Did he
The
actually pick up more from the kosher left and from the old anti-Trumpers? Like he might have the exact same numbers he had before.
Well, yeah, it's and even the Dave Smith endorsement of Trump was. I don't understand why he's like now saying Trump should be impeached, because he said when he endorsed Trump, I know Trump is going to be terrible on Israel, but on the other stuff, I think he's going to be fine. And then Trump acted in exactly the way Dave Smith expected him to act, and
he's hurt about it.
Yeah, no, you knew he wasn't going to agree with you on this.
Yeah.
So how are you mad about it?
Just over the moon mad. They're just incensed, and every single podcast is the same thing. I mean, I was kind of happy the Afro Man stuff hit, because for the first time in a while, my Twitter just had something funny, and people were kind of universally laughing at something, because for a while,
I know that was
every other post was just, it's the end of the world. And like, no, you Nazi conservatives, you're out, and we're taking over everything. We're winning. Trump's winning all the way, and nothing in between almost.
Yeah, it was the guy that showed me the Afro Man shit. He's like the work lefty who thinks that he's smart because he didn't vote Trump, and thinks that everyone voted Trump was dumb. And him and I both just laughed our asses off at this.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good thing to pop up, especially in the middle of
I saw your at the end of the description. I'm spiraling. If we can hijack the stream with something positive, I'll take it. And as soon as we started talking about Afro Men, I was like, this is it.
Yeah, that was a good one. That one and Flip's Booze Corner was a good thing to go on. I'm going to stay and focus on Mormon stuff more of the time instead of war stuff. And then it just all kind of got more into John Cleese dunking on Islam, which I don't even know like how to reconcile Islam. I know Risto loves Islam and his Islamic brothers.
He
stuff.
loves his Somali neighbors.
I think like I would put like a cap on Islam. Like I said, you could have like 20,000 a state. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That's high even.
I know. I'm fine with just banning immigration from Islamic theocracies, any theocracy. I'm totally fine saying, nope, you're a theocracy. We don't, you can't come here.
Yeah, it's incompatible. Doesn't work. Go find a place that does that, or deconvert.
And then you get into the deconstruction of like, oh, what theocracy actually doesn't mean anything. We're having that right now in the, like, Idaho is one of the states that did away with SNAP benefits, doing candy, and now predictably we'll be like, what is candy? What counts as candy? Because you're banning some types of trail mix. Yeah, they have M&Ms in them, fuckhead. That's clearly candy. Like, yeah, you're talking about Fig Newtons. That's candy. You can't have it. Just fuck off.
Being postmodern and Foucauldian isn't that far off from just being overly loyalistic.
Yeah.
Lawyerly. Just, what do you mean? What are the parameters? What are the definitions of this thing?
I feel like you know.
Is it justified? Is it based? Is it?
You won't let them buy Skittles, but you'll let them buy orange juice. Okay, fuckhead. We won't let them buy orange juice either. Okay? Yeah. You can get water, beans, and rice. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to try to argue with me that beans count as candy, fucker?
Yeah, and I'd agree orange juice is slop anyway. So.
It is, for sure.
I don't think I got anything else, and my face is boiling over, so I gotta go take some pill and walk a dog and maybe get more pollen or whatever in my face is happening.
Enjoy.
Yeah, well, thanks for staying off the Israel topic as much as we could tonight, because it's stupid.
I'm gonna go play Spider-Man 2, which is a shitty game.
I've been playing Hades 2, and it's a Steven Universe reboot of a game that I used to really kind of like. But
Steven Universe. My sister got really into that when I was on my mission, and I got back and she wanted me to watch it. And her and I always are closer than my other siblings when it comes to art stuff. And I tried watching 5 episodes of the first season. And she was like, "Would you like it?" I was like, "This is gay."
Well, I don't even know that much about that show, but a lot of people blame it for being the takeover that you even see in Pixar and stuff.
The bean face, yeah.
The bean mouth, bean face talks.
Yeah, no, you're right, but it also is gay.
Yeah.
Steven,
And Hades 2 is gay. Hades 2 is multi-culti gay gods. Like every single one of the gods is now gay and black.
It was it was me and my brother who have the exact same type of autism. So we will send each other things when we're like, I know this is going to trigger you in an autistic fit. And we bond over that. And our sister tried to convince us to watch Steven Universe. And we love our sister, but we could not help but make fun of how fucking gay it was.
She liked it and wanted you guys to watch it.
Yeah. And she's not even close to woke at all. Like she's like one of the few of my siblings who's still Mormon, and she pushed back because she lived in Livermore, California, and she was in the Young Women's program, and the Young Women's leader told them, "Oh, we got a non-binary kid and we have to respect their pronouns." My sister was like, "No, we don't. That's stupid."
Yeah, I watched some extended videos on how Steven Universe was kind of ground zero for a lot of.
Well, they had to, like, the creators and the executives have arguments on how gay they could make it.
Yeah.
So the version we got is the least gay version that they wanted.
RWS said I took off tomorrow to play Crimson Desert. Controls are wonky, but I'm liking it. I think I've heard of that one.
I've heard of it. I heard there was some controversy because IGN gave it a 6 out of 10, but it's really good apparently. But I don't know anything else about it.
Be interesting one. Anyway, gotta run, walk a dog.
All right,
have fun playing Spider-Man 2 and
I'll probably play it for like 10 minutes and then be like, "This
save all the
gay."
LGBTs in the city.
Yeah, I'm gonna go help a gay dude in high school ask his boyfriend out to prom.
Spider-Man.
I go play as an ugly black deaf girl. Vandalizing stuff. Anyway, have fun. I'll see ya.
Later.